number 21 on the year.
Well, you got to stop little old Colin Castleton.
Yeah.
You know, he's only 6'11".
Yeah.
Charles Bediaco is going to be looking down on him. Not much, but he's, I guess, a little smaller. Got to defend him. One of the best interior players in college basketball. I think a first-team All-SEC selection, and right now he has been dominant, especially in league play. Leads the league in blocks, top 10 in scoring, rebounding, field goal percentage. The Gators can shoot the three, but they play off Colin Castleton. And the matchup to watch to me is Charles Bediaco defensively against Colin Castleton on the offensive end. Now, mention what Castleton does defensively, but Alabama's interior players, Charles Bediaco, I think Nick Pringle will play a role in this game tonight with his ability to defend. And Florida's best player is on the inside. He can do a lot of different things, but most of his damage is done at the rim. He's got great footwork, great hands. He's able to score at the rim. Alabama's got to do a great job on him defensively.
All right, that is our look at the little things presented by Chick-fil-A. We're also going to have our salute to service coming up in the first half. It'll be presented by Royal Furniture, which has been family-owned and operated for 75 years. They've got locations in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Memphis, and Jackson, Tennessee for your shopping convenience, and nothing's more convenient than shopping online at royalfurniture.com. The keys to victory and the starting lineups when we come back to Tuscaloosa right after this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30-plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac is a local family-owned dealership in Tuscaloosa. Barkley has an award-winning service department, a state-of-the-art body shop, and a beautiful showroom waiting to welcome you. And BarkleyGMC.com opens our online showroom to you. Do what thousands of satisfied customers have already done. Get your new car, truck, or SUV from Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, keeping Crimson Tide fans on the road for over 42 years.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety.
Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
I've been driving trucks for a long time, and safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Right around 15 minutes from tip, Alabama, #3 in America, the Florida Gators here at Coleman Coliseum. Brian Passink's alongside. I'm Chris Stewart. So glad to have you with us as we look at our keys to victory presented by Ford. You know, college sports are full of trash talk, but what speaks louder are stats, like that Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years. And no wonder Ford's a proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Learn more at buyfordnow.com. Bryan, Passink, what are the keys to Alabama picking up its 11th win in conference play? It's 21st overall.
Well, Alabama's been so good offensively this year. Top 20 in America in offensive efficiency, but going up against the number 10 defensive efficiency team in the country. And Florida has gotten better and better on the defensive end. The Gators do a great job with their interior defense, blocking shots, one of the best in the country. They also defend the three at a high level, holding SEC opponents to 25% from the three-point line. Alabama is a team number one in the SEC in three-point makes and three-point percentage at just under 37% as a team. So hopefully Alabama can get going from the three-point line. And defensively, Alabama, they're going to have to defend the three because it's not just Colin Castleton on the interior. The Gators are streaky from three, but when they get hot, they can get going. Alabama's got to defend the perimeter at a high level.
The starting lineups for tonight are presented by Walk-On Sports Bistro. You know, Walk-Ons puts everything they've got into bringing you game day, and they do it with a taste of Louisiana. Visit locations in Mobile, Montgomery, Hoover, or Tuscaloosa for your next game day experience. Walk-On Sports Bistro, more than a restaurant. They have not posted the starters just yet for our matchup between the Tide and the Gators. They will be doing so here very shortly. What we do know is that in the last matchup, Alabama went with a starting five that consisted of Jaden Bradley at one guard, the 6'3" freshman from Rochester, New York.
Now, Alabama has played 2 point guards a lot of the time. We've seen JQ get more minutes lately, and where those minutes come from, as you talked with Nate Oates about, we will find out. Alabama's got a ton of depth, almost too much. Good problem to have for this Alabama team, but Jaden Bradley has been good defensively, taking the ball to the basket. He's going to have to be strong, finishing around the basket because of Colin Castleton leads the SEC in block shots.
Mark Sears will join him in the backcourt in all likelihood, the 6'1" junior from Muscle Shoals. He's a transfer from Ohio, but very much at home in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, had 13 points, couple of rebounds, 3 assists against LSU, made some big shots late, and also has done a great job getting to the free throw line where he's number 2 in the SEC in free throw percentage.
Charles Bediako, I'm not going to say undervalued and underappreciated. He's 7 feet 215 as a starter. In matchups like tonight, I think his value has a chance to be even greater, doesn't it, Bryan? Because you got a true big man, a true center that will be facing off against you in Castleton, even though he can stretch it just a little bit.
Yeah, and Charles Bediako has had some really solid defensive performances against some great big men. Alabama has played some of the best, but there's been mixed results. Tolu Smith in the first matchup, a preseason first-team All-SEC. Charles Bediako and Nick Pringle did a great job defensively. Not quite as good in the second matchup. They dominated Oscar Tshiebwe in the Kentucky game, the reigning National Player of the Year, but Charles has had a tendency to get in foul trouble, and he's got to do a good job of defending without fouling in this game. The good news, as we talked about for Alabama, the depth. Nick Pringle, who has been important in certain games for Alabama. In other games, he hasn't played or played very little. I think he's going to have a chance to play a good bit tonight because of the way Florida plays on the inside.
Noah Clowney's another freshman. He's 6'10", 210, out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, and Dorman High School. Clowney outstanding with 10 points, his 8.5 rebounds per game, huge as well. And again, we talked about this in the last game, Bryan. Maybe the most impressive thing I've seen the kid do all year long is the last time we were in this building, Alabama was up 40 with about 10 minutes to go, and he's diving on the floor for a loose ball. That tells you the type of competitive nature that Clowney has.
Yeah, he's 6'10", he's athletic, he's skilled, he can do a lot of different things. That's why he has a chance, like Brandon Miller, to not just play in the NBA, but get there pretty quickly. But the thing that has surprised me with Noah Clowney is the toughness that he plays with and the maturity that he plays with. A lot of similarities to Herb Jones in that regard. They play different positions, but this freshman has played so well and showed so much toughness.
Also, the Brandon Miller kid ain't bad either. At 6'9", 200 pounds, the Antioch, Tennessee native out of Cane Ridge High School. A great opportunity to be the National Player of the Year.
Yeah, right now, I think he's clearly the SEC Player of the Year. A lot of basketball to be played, and first-team All-American if they voted right now, and a chance to win National Player of the Year. Zach Edey right now is kind of the front runner, but with where Brandon Miller is and where this Alabama program is, he's in a great spot, and he has been so good, not just offensively. He's the leading freshman scorer in college basketball, but he's also done it on the defensive end. He and his teammates, a big reason why Alabama is top 5 in the nation in defensive efficiency.
Those are your projected starters for Alabama. In this one, the Tide, number 3 in America. We will jump to the Alabama Power scoreboard and tell you that number 6 in America, who Alabama will face a week from now, went down in Nashville. In the Music City, Vanderbilt hits a 3 at the buzzer, and they come from behind to knock off Tennessee. I believe 66-65 was indeed the final. Thank you, Tom Stipe. Vandy gets the win. A little memorial magic tonight for the Commodores over the Volunteers, who led it by 2 and had the ball with as few as 8.5 seconds to go. But Vanderbilt wins it down the stretch in their contest. When we come back to Coleman Coliseum, we'll have not only the starters for the Florida Gators, tonight's opponent for the Crimson Tide, of course, but we'll also hear from public address announcer at Coleman, Tony Giles, introducing the Bama starting 5 to what is turning out to be a very nice crowd on a Tuesday night, a late tip with some bad weather. Wednesday night, excuse me. Maybe some people thought it was Tuesday, but Wednesday night, late tip, and some maybe bad weather headed this way a little bit later on in the evening. But hopefully the Tide will be rolling here at home when we come back to Coleman Coliseum. So glad to have you with us for our pregame coverage, which has been brought to you by Ford. Alabama and the Gators next on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Crimson Tide basketball is brought to you by Texaco. Proven unbeatable mileage. Texaco with Techron. Driving performance. BASF. We create chemistry. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit RollTide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. And by Bud Light. It's for the fans. This has been the Ford pregame show. For great offers on F-150, visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Here we go. Tip-off is coming up on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
You mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
Walk On Sports Bistro puts everything they've got into bringing you game day with a taste of Louisiana. Dig into their mouth-watering, made-from-scratch Louisiana dishes or fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads, all in front of 70-plus TVs with over 40 beers on tap. Watching at home, Walk-Ons is available to go. Order online or through the Walk-Ons mobile app. Visit Walk-Ons in Tuscaloosa, Hoover, Montgomery, and Mobile. Walk-On Sports Bistro, more than a restaurant.
Tide fans, flu season is just around the corner, and the Alabama Department of Public Health wants to remind Tide fans that this year it's more important than ever to get your flu shot. Research shows that it's possible to have the flu and COVID-19 at the same time. This flu season, protect yourself and the people around you from flu and help reduce the strain on your local healthcare system, who is still responding to the COVID-19 pandemic. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/flu.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
On your next trip to Tuscaloosa, check out the Residence Inn Tuscaloosa. Located along the banks of the Black Warrior River, our all-suite hotel is just a short drive from the University of Alabama in downtown Tuscaloosa. Our accommodations are ideal for any traveler, whether you're staying overnight or for an extended stay. Our hotel is devoted to giving Tide fans an amazing experience from start to finish, including a free football game day shuttle for guests. At Residence Inn Tuscaloosa, it's not just a room, it's a residence, and we're proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. Are you sick of pretending to like boring hard seltzers that leave you feeling bloated? Tired of drinking the same old light beer? No time to make a mixed drink with all those complicated ingredients? Then it's time for you to try something different. Beatbox is now an official sponsor of Alabama and the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Packing an 11.1 APV punch, each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors. Beatbox is gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable, so you can always take the party on the go. There ain't no party like a Beatbox party. Roll Tide. Please drink responsibly, must be 21.
On the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Roll Tide. It's time to turn up for tip-off.
Rebound, Crowley. Yes, with the left hand. Alabama leads by 2 on the drive. Goes to the rack and throws it home. Oh, mercy. Alabama has beaten the #1 ranked team in America.
Crimson Tide Basketball is brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Barkley GMC, Tuscaloosa's leader. Barkley makes it easy. Chick-fil-A. Download the Chick-fil-A app and place your order now at an Alabama Chick-fil-A location. And by Texaco. Proven unbeatable mileage. Texaco with Techron. Driving performance. Now live on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Turn it up. It's game time.
Before what is getting close to being a very nice crowd on a Wednesday night in Tuscaloosa, we're going to pause 10 seconds so our local stations can identify themselves to you. Welcome to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. With Jerry Kelly at the controls, Tom Stipe, our producer, Bryan Passink, of course, our color analyst for his 20th season as part of the network. I'm Chris Stewart. So glad to have you with us. Roger Hoover traveling with Alabama women's basketball for their matchup tomorrow night. We heard from him pregame. We'll hear from Roger on our next home broadcast. And, of course, on Monday nights at Baumhower's Victory Grill for Hey Coach with Coach Nate Oates. But in just a matter of moments, we're going to be hearing from the public address announcer at Coleman Coliseum. It's Tony Giles. Tony, for many years, has handled that role here in Tuscaloosa, not only for basketball, but football as well. And he will do so this evening, again, before what is a very nice crowd here at home. Teams exchanging handshakes pregame and now getting set for our national anthem. And we turn it over, as we said, to Tony Giles.
To honor America, please stand with hats off and hands over hearts for our national anthem, performed by Tiandra Jackson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through o'er the ramparts we watch, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
For tonight's Southeastern Conference game, here are the starting lineups. First, our visitors from Gainesville, Florida, the University of Florida Gators. At guard, a 6'3" graduate from Birmingham, number 0, Myron Jones. At guard, a 6'4" sophomore from Fairburn, Georgia, number 5, Will Richard. At guard, a 6'3" graduate from Hillside, New Jersey, number 11, Kyle Lofton. At guard, a 6'5" freshman from Orlando, Florida, number 24, Riley Kugel. And at forward, a 6'11" graduate from DeLand, Florida, number 12, Colin Castleton. Florida's assistant coach is Kevin Hovde. The associate head coaches are Carlin Hartman and Corey McRae. And the Gators head coach is Todd Golden.
Oh, Bama fans, I need you to stand up on your feet. Get those lights up. You know what to do. Put them up high. Put them up high. Put them up high for the Tide. And lights up high. Lights down. Lights up. Lights down. Lights up. Lights down. Lights up. Lights down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Bama, make some noise.
Zig getting them hyped just ahead of the introduction of the starters of the third-ranked team in America, Bryan Passink. Great to have some energy, some atmosphere. Most importantly, a great basketball team, but those other two things seem to follow when you have a great squad, and Bama fans have turned out in some big numbers this season.
Yeah, just another day at the office for Alabama at Coleman Coliseum, packed house, a lot of energy in the building, so much excitement around this program and what this team is doing. 10-0 in SEC play, trying to go 11-0 here tonight. Alabama hasn't done that since the 1975-76 season, so a chance for history tonight. It won't be easy. The Florida Gators playing their best basketball of the season. Colin Castleton, one of the best players in the country. Alabama's got to do a good job on him. They also surround him with three-point shooters, so the Alabama defense has to be ready to go tonight.
For Alabama's starting 5. At guard, a 6'1" junior from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, number 1, Mark Sears. At guard, a 6'3" freshman from Rochester, New York, number 0, Jaden Bradley. At forward, a 6'10" freshman from Spartanburg, South Carolina, number 15, Noah Clowney. At forward, a 6'9" freshman from Antioch, Tennessee, number 24, Brandon Miller. And at center, a 7-foot sophomore from Brampton, Ontario, number 14, Charles Bediako. The assistant coaches are Charlie Henry, Brian Hodgson, and Antoine Petway, and Alabama's head coach is Nate Oates. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama basketball.
So the pregame theatrics are over with. You got to go play, and not the easiest thing to do against this Gator squad, whose record is not the best. Certainly not what they're accustomed to, but in their first-year head coach, Todd Golden, they have reason for enthusiasm, especially after beating Tennessee just a week and a half or so ago.
Yeah, and how about Tennessee, as you mentioned just a few minutes ago, goes down at the buzzer to Vanderbilt, a 3 by the Commodores as the horn sounded. A 1-point victory for the Commodores, and Tennessee goes down their 3rd conference loss of the season. So right now it's Alabama at 10-0, Texas A&M at 8-2. A&M's upcoming schedule not quite as difficult as Alabama, so important game tonight. Alabama trying to maintain their distance in SEC play. It will not be easy. This Florida Gators team, we talked about Colin Castleton, their ability to knock down threes, but when you talk about this Florida Gator team, the reason they're playing so well in the SEC is because of how much better they've gotten on the defensive end. Top 10 in America in defensive efficiency. They lead the SEC in block shots. Alabama likes to get to the rim. Obviously going to shoot the 3 or get to the basket, try to score at the rim or get to the free throw line. That's where Florida is really good. They defend the 3, holding opponents to 25% from deep. They block a lot of shots, led by Colin Castleton. So this is an excellent defensive team in the Florida Gators. Alabama's got to be ready to go here tonight.
The Gators wearing their road blue with the orange lettering. Alabama, the home whites with the crimson lettering. It's a veteran crew tonight. Don Daly, Bart Lennox, Jeb Hartness will be our lead official for this one. Again, Bama with Bradley, Sears, Bediako, Clowney, and Miller. The Gators countering with Jones, Richard, Lofton, Castleton, and Kugel. Bediako to jump for the Tide. It will be Castleton to handle that role for the Gators. Jeb Hartness striding to center court, steps between the 2 big men, puts it in the air, and the tap is controlled in the backcourt to our left by Florida. They'll bring it front court, giving it off to Richard, who will work between the circles, takes it to the left wing and hands it off on the weave to Lofton. Lofton now setting it up between the circles, being defended by Bradley, throws it left side to Castleton. Return pass goes to Lofton. He'll drive, goes back to Castleton at the elbow. Gets halfway down the lane, kicks it to Richard. One more, they go into the corner before giving it back to Richard. Steps into a 3, right of the circle, grazes the iron, goes out of bounds, and that's a good defensive start for Alabama there.
Alabama comes with a double team against Colin Castleton, and if you do that, you got to get back out to the shooters. He does a good job of passing the ball out. Alabama's defense able to move. Great contest by the freshman, Brandon Miller.
Sears front court for Bama to Clowney, right of the circle, Bediako, right corner to Bradley. Jaden looking, finds Miller, right of the circle, all alone, 3, bottom. Great start. A bank first 3-pointer to get us going, and Brandon Miller hitting the first shot of the night.
Alabama, I thought, had Noah Clowney on the lob, but Brandon Miller able to pull up from 3, like that one better.
Richard to Castleton. Castleton, left side, handing it off to Lofton. Gets inside the arc, kicks it to Kugel near side. Kugel to the top of the arc, then the elbow now. They feed it off to Castleton. Working against Bediako, fakes the jumper, tries to drive. Cut off, throws it out to Lofton. All alone 3, no good. Rebound tipped into the air, fought for in the corner. Bediako takes it away from Castleton to Miller. Brandon going down the lane. Kicks it to the trailer. Clowney lays it up, had it blocked. Back into the hands of Clowney. Lays it up and in for 2.
Well, that's what Colin Castleton does. Block the shot, but Alabama able to get it. Noah Clowney up off the glass before Colin Castleton came back over.
5-0 Bama. Gators with the basketball. Castleton facing the basket, 18 feet out. Gives it off now to Kugel. He'll drive to the right elbow, changes direction. Pull up J from 15 is good, and the Gators are on the board. 5-2 Bama, 2 minutes into this one here in Tuscaloosa. Almost 2 minutes in. Here's Bradley going down the lane. Pump fake, spins. Pump fake, shot, bottom. Bama, nice start offensively, 3 of their first 4, and it's a 7-2 Alabama advantage.
Sometimes it's the little things that get you free. The ball fake from Jaden Bradley. froze Castleton. He was coming over to try to get the block shot, but because he faked it to Bediako, ended up with an open jump hook.
Kugel on the drive, pulls up over Bediako, in and out, no good. Rebounded Clowney, outlet pass Sears. Bama ripping and running. Sears looking low, nothing there, will back it out. Plays off the screen now out high from Bediako. Now throws it down low to the big fella. Working in the block. He'll spin baseline. Pump fake. Got fouled. And he will go to the line. Or they're going to call that on the floor.
That is something you don't often see. Alabama with the post up. But Charles Bediako had the mismatch. Smaller player on him. Able to spin, draw the foul. Wasn't in the act of shooting, so Alabama will inbound the ball.
They will from the baseline to the left of the bucket. Yeah, it was poor Lofton who was drawing that assignment on Bediako momentarily. 7-2, Bama with the ball in the lead. Sears, top of the arc, three. Good Lord, is this team hot to get things going. Another bank first three. This one for the pride of Muscle Shoals. Mark Sears buries it, and it's 10-2, Bama early.
Can't give these Bama shooters much space. Brandon Miller had one in the first possession, and right there, it was Sears.
Bediako jumps the passing lane, deflects the pass out of bounds, and Nate Oates loved it. What hustle by Bediako, jumping the passing lane. Again, 25 feet from the basket, knocking it out of bounds near midcourt. Florida gets a reset.
Love the energy by this Alabama team on both ends of the floor here in the early going.
Castleton on the drive against Angry Chuck. Stops, lost it. Oh, and they're going to call a foul on Alabama. Oh. Let's see who they got for the personal. It's going to be on Bradley for a reach-in. And that'll send Castleton to the line to shoot a pair. First team foul. First personal, obviously, on Jaden as well.
Couldn't help himself. Alabama's in great defensive position. Charles Bediako able to slide his feet. Castleton would have had a difficult shot if he took it, but Bradley reaches in. It was a clear foul in Florida at the line.
Castleton misses the first free throw. 74% shooter overall on the year, almost 80% in conference play, but he misses the first opportunity. Second try upcoming. That one rattles in, and it's a 10-3 ball game. Bama by 7 over Florida with 16:54 and moving time left. Opening half here at Coleman Coliseum. Bradley driving to the timeline right side to the top of the arc. Bediako. Charles pivots left alone, shoots a three, hits it off the back iron, no good, and the rebound goes to the Gators. They'll push it ahead to Kugel on the right wing. Cut off, trying to go baseline, backs it out beyond the arc. Goes baseline, cut off again. Inside to Castleton. Driving, had it stripped by Bediako and stolen away now by Sears. Mark will weave through traffic, getting it front court, goes down the lane, back out, he'll go to Bradley with 22 on the shot clock. Bama up 10-3 with 16 to play. Bradley on the drive, got fouled, shot wouldn't go, but he'll go to the line, and he'll shoot a pair with 16-15 now on that first half game clock.
Nice start defensively by Alabama. Charles Bediako able to move his feet. He and Mark Sears combined for the deflection that started the Alabama fast break, and Jaden Bradley doesn't need much of an angle to the basket. Got hit on the arm before the shot blocker came over, and he'll go to the line for two.
Bradley at the stripe for Alabama. We're on the year. Jaden's a 71% free throw shooter. He knocks down the first. He'll have another one upcoming. In league play, he's making 72% of his tries. This one's up, this one's good, and Alabama has got a 12-3 lead with 16-15 and moving now. Time left, first half, Coleman Coliseum, the third-ranked Tide, the unranked Florida Gators. Front court with the basketball, Lofton. Looking to the top of the arc, Richard, a dribble and a handoff right side to Kugel. Kugel will cross over, then goes behind the back with a dribble to Castleton now, who goes left, gets into the lane, jump hook over Bediako, the soft touch. That's a tough shot. He gets it to drop, and it's back to a 12-5 ball game now. Sears on the right wing, dribbles now inside the arc, leaves it for Bradley, going down the lane. Pump fake, spins, outside, saved by Clowney, kicks it in the corner. Bradley, one more to Miller, fakes a three, no-look pass intended for Bediako, knocked away and stolen by Florida. In transition, Myron Jones lays it up, missed it. Tipped out, Bediako now to Sears. Bama will run the other way with a 4-on-2. Miller steps into a three, and I'm shocked he missed it, but he did, and here comes Florida saying, let's bring it the other direction with Myron Jones.
Looked like Alabama didn't have numbers initially, but so many guys running fast. Bama had numbers and missed an open three.
Inside, they'll work it, and again, another nice move from Castleton. Tough shot over Bediako, but got it to go, and it's down to a 12-7 advantage for the Crimson Tide. Bediako, top of the arc. Sears, left alone, 3, 5. Third, bank first three in this first 4+ minutes. Make it 5+ minutes now for Alabama.
Alabama 3 for 5 from deep. They're getting great looks against this Florida Gator defense, which was one of the best in the country.
Castleton working against Bediako. Trying to drive, goes down the lane. Blocked by Chuck. Into the corner, saved by Bradley. And Bama runs the other way. Jaden on the drive, going to the rim, lays it up, no. And a foul is going to be called on the Gators. And Bama will have shots when we come back. They're on their feet at Coleman Coliseum, where with 14:24 to go in the opening half, we've got a 15-7 score. Good guys on top on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is more than fast and more than signs. Your local Fast Signs experts can handle all your business visibility needs, from signs to graphics to everything in between. Request a free quote today by calling 205-758-7446 or email us at 2032@fastsigns.com. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa, a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics.
We are DCH. We were built to protect and persevere, to help and to heal, to provide care that's as strong as this community. With steadfast dedication and hearts of gold, no matter what life throws at us, we've got you covered, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you back to what matters most, your life. DCH, champions for your health.
Tonight's game between Alabama and Florida is presented by Mercedes-Benz. Proud to support the Crimson Tide. Bama's up 8, 15-7, 14-24 to go in the first half, and you can keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now free at the App Store and Google Play. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink. We are courtside at Coleman, the largest college arena in the state of Alabama, and it's just about slap full. Great atmosphere here.
Yeah, and it has been all season long, and these fans are enjoying what they're seeing. Alabama getting it done defensively. The Gators shooting 38% from the field. Colin Castleton leading the way for the Gators. He's got 5 points, 2 for 3 from the field. But Charles Bediako, despite those numbers from Castleton, is doing a good job on the last possession. Got the deflection, started the Alabama fast break. So great defense leading the offense, and the speed of Alabama is paying off, getting some good looks in transition. Alabama, the fastest team in the country, #1 in college basketball in tempo. The Gators a little slow to get back on a couple of occasions. That's why Jaden Bradley's going to the line after the timeout. After the difficult shot by Castleton, Alabama able to run and beat Castleton, the leading shot blocker in the SEC, down the court, and Jaden Bradley gets fouled. He'll go to the line. Good start for Alabama and a good start for Jaden Bradley. He's got 4 points. He's able to score at the rim. He's gone to the free throw line 2 for 2. Have a chance to add to that. And Alabama getting good looks from beyond the arc, 3 for 5 from deep. All of them have been open, which isn't easy to get against the Florida Gators. They hold their opponents to 25% from the three-point line, but right now Alabama's speed paying off. It's why they're getting so many good looks.
Nate Oates, I'm sure, pleased with a 5 of 8 field goal percentage, or shooting 3 of 5 from 3, as you said, but probably most pleased with out-rebounding the Gators 6-2.
Yeah, 1 and done against the Gators. Alabama's forced some difficult shots, but Colin Castleton has made some difficult shots. Both of the shots, the field goals that he's made, have been well defended by Charles Bediako, but he's been able to score. It's why I think he's a first-team All-SEC selection. And Alabama making it difficult on him, but he's having success here early.
Bradley will be at the line. He is joined on the floor by Javon Quinterly, Brandon Miller, Noah Clowney, and Namari Burnett, seeing his first action tonight, as well as the free throw is up and good from Bradley. He'll have another coming If he makes this one, he'll check out, and Ryland Griffin will come in for him.
Yeah, and Alabama's going with a smaller lineup, no true center. I would expect Alabama to double team the post when Castleton gets it. But if you're double teaming, the big man got to be ready to rotate and get out to the Gator shooters.
Bradley does hit the free throw. He does exit the game. Griffin does come in to replace him. His Bama leads it by 10, 17-7. 14-14 to play in this first half. Gators work it inside. They'll drive, and a foul's going to be called. Boy, that was an aggressive attack there from Kyle Lofton, getting to the rim and drawing the foul from Ryland Griffin. He went right at the freshman and drew the foul.
Lofton doing a Ryland Griffin impersonation, because that's the aggressiveness that Griffin plays with. It's why I think he's the most improved player on this Alabama team over the course of the season. But Lofton, the veteran, the transfer from St. Bonaventure's, a top 25 team. He and Dom Welch were teammates on that really good Bonnie's team a year ago, and he's been great for the Gators this season.
Second free throw up and good, so both good for Lofton. And with 14-10 to go in the opening half, Bama's lead cut to 8, 17-9. Crimson Tide with the lead. Here's Quinterly playing off the screen, reverses back to Miller. Brandon on the drive, stops halfway down the lane, steps through, shows the ball, then gives it out to Griffin on the left wing. Nothing available for him, so he'll bring it back out, being defended by Lofton. Griffin trying to shake free, leaves it back out for Clowney. Steps into a three, off the mark, no good. And here come the Gators the other way. A one and done for Bama as Florida brings it ahead with Kugel to the top of the circle. He'll feed it off to Fudge. Now left side, they'll work it before Castleton feeds it on the right wing to Kugel. He'll step into a three, misses it long. Rebound fought for. They're going to get Quinterly trying to get around Castleton, who, despite his height advantage, got that board because he did a great job of boxing out.
You don't see too many 6'11" guys blocking out a 6'1" point guard at the three-point line, but long rebound, and JQ gets called for the over-the-back foul.
Inbounds pass goes to Castleton, being defended by Clowney. And tightly at that, they'll hand it off to Bonham, who's in, Trey Bonham. Back on the left side, they'll feed it again to Fudge, and now to Castleton trying to back his way down. Throws a backdoor pass, it's batted away, goes out of bounds, touched last, they say, by the Crimson Tide.
Well, Alabama almost had about 3 steals, a travel call on that possession, but the Gators will get it back. Only 4 left on the shot clock.
Jay Sewell said it was out of bounds off of Florida, and I'm trusting our golf coach, but he didn't get a vote, unfortunately. Now the Gators will drive in the lane bottom. Just as the shot clock was ready to expire, got it to drop in and make it a 17-11 ball game. Quinterly with it front court, driving right, got cut off, left alone, shoots a three, hits a three. Nice to see JQ knock down the first three of the night for him, but the fourth for Alabama's squad.
I don't think JQ had any intentions of shooting that, but the defender went flying by. He pulled up, realized he was wide open, rose up and knocked down another one for Alabama.
Here's Bonham with the basketball, driving the lane, knocked away out of bounds by Quinterly. Quick hands there to get the deflection, but the ball will go back to Florida. Gator basketball, baseline right of the hoop. It'll be Lofton to trigger it in. Looking, still looking. Gets it in ahead of the count to Bonham. Bonham with 10 on the shot clock. Gives it up to Fudge. Fudge will drive and hand it off to Kugel at 6. At 5 to Castleton at 4. Pump faking a drive for the big man. Puts it up. No good off the back iron. Rebounded by Burnett. Bama runs the other way now with Miller. Great feed to Clowney to drive the layup for 2. And the big man gets rewarded for running the floor.
And what a pass by Brandon Miller. Noah Clowney running the floor. Alabama beating Florida down the court once again.
22-11. Alabama with the lead. The bucket from Clowney gives him 4 to go with his 3 rebounds in 8 minutes of work. Castleton now top of the arc. A handoff going to Kugel, who will drive. Got away with a push-off. Back, they'll go with it to Castleton, and he walked. Ooh, and Amari Burnett said, you did notice that forearm hit me in the chin, right? They'll check on him as he goes to the bench, and the Bama fans love the effort from the third-ranked Crimson Tide. 11:55 to go first half, 22-11. Alabama leads Florida here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here saying, let the good times roll at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. We're kicking off Mardi Gras in style with our Mardi Gras Mania menu. Choose from our Lundi Gras appetizers including Mobile Bay Gator Bites, Epiphany Creole Seasoned Fries, and Raging Cajun Wings. And what's Mardi Gras without a parade? Our parade menu includes our non-shrimp po' boy, our famous shrimp etouffee bowl, our bone secour grilled whitefish, and more. So let the good times roll at Baumhauer's Victory Grill.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Treatment Company, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood is championship quality lumber for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. No rot, no decay, no termites, no problems. Just wood treated right. To locate your local Everwood store, visit everwoodtreatment.com. Everwood Treatment, official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
11:55 to go in the first half. Bama's up over Florida, 22-11. On your next trip to T-Town, stay at the Residence Inn located on the banks of the Black Warrior River. The All-Suite Hotel is just a short drive to campus in downtown and ideal for any traveler, whether staying overnight or an extended stay. Residence Inn is not just a room, it's a residence. Proud to be the preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. Good start for Bama, up 11, Bryan.
Alabama, the fastest team in college basketball, is having success in transition, running the floor, finding open shooters. Noah Clowney with a great finish. Brandon Miller, a beautiful pass, and also knocking down threes in their fast break. Alabama 4 for 7 from 3, 57%, 7 for 11 overall, 64%, and doing the job defensively. Nate Oates, Charlie Henry, giving Colin Castleton a different look the last few minutes of this game. Charles Bediako on the bench. Alabama goes with their power forward against the star center for the Gators. And Noah Clowney did a good job. Alabama was helping out, forcing difficult shot, forced to travel on the last possession. Alabama looking good offensively and getting stops on the defensive end.
Taking a look at some of the numbers in this one, Bama, as Tom had told you, 7 of 11 from the field. The Gators 4 of 11, but it helps when 4 of those 7 are from beyond the arc and you make all 4 of your free throws as well.
Yeah, you can't expect to shoot 57% from the three-point line all game long, although Alabama's capable of it, and we'd love to see it. But the good news to me is that those looks are open. And I didn't know how many open looks from 3 that Alabama would get against the Florida Gators. They do a great job with their three-point percentage defense, holding SEC opponents to 25% from deep. And the reason they do it is they force difficult shots. Alabama has not had very difficult shots from 3 in this game, and they've been able to capitalize and knock them down.
Quinterly, Sears, Dom Welch, Burnett, and Bediako, the 5 on the floor for the Crimson Tide. Quinterly with it between the circles, goes right of the key, now backs it out, top of the arc, 3-ball bottom, and you forget it when he's doing that.
He has been playing like the old JQ, coming off an ACL injury a year ago, getting better and better as the year goes on.
JQ stands for just quit it when he's doing like that. He's been unbelievable at times. 25-11, Alabama the 14-point lead as Castleton gets the ball, gives it off to Richard. He will drive down the lane. Bediako alters it. He missed badly. Here comes the tie the other way. Sears 2 against 3. Let's help arrive. He will try to back his way down. He'll wait on a screen for Bediako. He throws the lob. The big fella missed the dunk. Got it back and laid it in.
He ruined Sears' assist, but he got the offensive rebound. Able to pad his stats and finish at the rim.
Here's Florida with the basketball front court. Myron Jones with the Tide on top by 16, 27-11. 10:50 to go in this first half. Fudge on the drive, cut off by Welch. Gives it outside again to Jones. Now they go to Castleton. A dribble to his right, trying to back his way down against Bediako. Spin, shoots a fall away, can't get it to drop. Rebounded by Sears, and here comes Bama the other direction. Sears on the right side, working off of the screen, goes down the hill, throws it left corner. Quinterly fakes a 3, cut off. He'll bring it back out beyond the arc. A wise move on the part of the veteran JQ. He'll break down the defender. He'll get into the lane. He'll get hacked, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 more for Alabama.
High basketball IQ by Javon Quinterly. Able to hesitate at the three-point line. He's knocked down a couple threes, understanding that the defense has to respect that fake. It was a head fake, an eye fake. The defender bit. He was able to get past his man, draw the foul, and go to the line.
Quinterly at the stripe for number 3 Alabama, trying to add to a 16-point lead midway through the first half over Florida, and he does just that. It's now 28-11. The Tide 10-0 in SEC play. 9 of their victories against league competition have been by double digits. The only exception, a 3-point win here at home against Mississippi State. Free throw up, free throw good. Quinterly's got them both, and he has played extremely well here early. JQ with 8 points to lead Alabama to a 29-11 advantage with 10-12 and moving here in the first half.
Alabama now on a 12-0 run against the Gators.
Florida bringing it front court with Lofton. He has it top of the arc. Flips it over on the wing. Now into the corner they go to Kawasi Reeves. On the block they go to Castleton. Back out high to Lofton. Lofton trying to drive. Pulls it from 17. Missed it. Rebounded by Welch. Outlet pass Quinterly. JQ leaves it for the trailer Sears. Deep three. No good. Rebound tipped out. Controlled by Florida. Lofton front court. Or actually Jones, excuse me. Near side to Reeves. Top of the arc. Lofton driving, stopping, looking. Back outside they work it. Bama, a great job defensively as now Castleton will back his way in on Bediako. Spinning to his right. The jump hook is up and good. That is a tough, well-earned bucket from Colin Castleton.
All of his field goals have been well defended by Charles Bediako.
Bediako inside, got hugged, and they don't call it. Wow, they nearly took his arm off. They say it was a clean block. I'd have to see that again to believe it. Oh, no, he got hit on the body. And then I think they got him on the arm as well. Mercy.
What a move by Charles Bediako, able to get past his man, draw the contact up high, down low, and Alabama will inbound the ball.
JQ will trigger it in to Burnett. Namari, left side to Welch. Dom will hand it off to JQ. He is feeling it. Missed it this time, though. And the rebound is controlled by Jones of Florida. He will give it to Lofton, who brings it front court. Lofton directing traffic, wanting a screen out high, and gets one for the big fella, Jason Jatobo. Richard playing off the screen now. Had it knocked away by Welch, picked up by JQ. This could be fun. No look to Burnett, and he had it blocked from behind on a great play by Kawasi Reeves.
What a play by Reeves. Alabama with a 3-on-1. Had the ball in the hands of one of the best ball handlers and passers in the country. And JQ made a nice pass to Namari Burnett, but what a defensive play for the Gators, saving it too.
So the Tide will inbound it for the baseline. JQ looking to trigger it. Does so to Sears. He will drive into the lane. Puts it up and got it to go with a right hand. His offhand to give Bama now a 31-13 lead over the Gators.
These Alabama guards so aggressive, taking the ball to the basket. Nobody stopped the ball, and Sears finishes at the rim.
Lofton handing it off to Jones. Now out high, they go with it to Jatobo. Jatobo will hand it now to Richard. Richard back to Jatobo, backing his way down on Bediako. That's going to be a charge. And cruel and unusual punishment on top of it.
Great job by Charles Bediako, able to slide in, take the charge. Bryan Hodgson out on the floor to give the big man a high five, and he's been called for a couple of flops on those, but boy, when you take it in the chest the way Charles Bediako just did, you're going to get that call every time, and Alabama gets it.
6'11", 300, and I think that's just where they stopped counting. 8-10 and ticking the time left in the first half. Bama up 31-13. Stays that way on the missed three by Griffin, and then a rebounding foul is going to be whistled on Dom Welch. A push trying to get that loose ball. Nate Oates loves the effort, though, on both ends of the floor from his squad.
Well, it starts defensively for Alabama, number 5 in American defensive efficiency, holding the Gators to 33% from the field.
Jatobo, top of the arc. Hands it off. Lofton defended by JQ. Plays off of a screen. Gets into the paint. Stops, looks, throws it to Jatobo. Batting around. Jump hook. Got it to go. Tough shot there. He probably got hacked by Charles. No whistle on it. Bama runs the other way, leading at 31-15. Griffin going baseline cutoff. Backs it out to Bediako. Now to Sears. He will drive and dish to Welch in the corner. He'll drive the lane. Changes direction. Got his rebound. Put it up and in. A great move. Dom Welch, who got fouled. He had missed the shot. Stayed with it. Got it back. Put it in. He'll go to the line for an and one when we return. The home folks loving what they're seeing from the third-ranked Tide. 7:21 to go in the half, and it is 33-15. Bama leading Florida on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family. Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. Call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for children and teens. Hospital and doctor visits, prescriptions, shots, and more are covered. That's peace of mind for parents if a child is sick or gets injured. And parents may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if they've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit InsureKidsNow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Tonight's radio affiliate of the game, WNSP Sports Radio 105.5 in Mobile. Go to the Crimson Tide Sports Network's Facebook page. Follow us and tell us where you're listening for a chance to win 2 free combo meals from Jack's. Thank you for tuning in to the Crimson Tide Sports Network for Alabama basketball. Bama up 18, 33-15 over the Florida Gators. 7:21 to go in the first half. VP, we were talking earlier today about these guys fighting for minutes. It's no secret with Coach Nato's deep roster. It's good to see number 10 making some effort plays, getting some production down there.
Yeah, Dom Welch, the transfer from St. Bonaventure, is a guy that shot close to 40% for his career at St. Bonaventure, a team captain. They were a top 25 team. He was a really good player for them and trying to work his way back from a calf injury, and it's just tough to get minutes on this Alabama team. They go 11 deep, and Alabama typically doesn't play an 11-man rotation, so hard to find minutes, but Dom Welch making a case for more minutes. What a play, drives inside, misses a difficult shot, gets the offensive rebound, and able to finish with contact, a chance for the three-point play. Bama shooting it well, 50% from the field, 11 for 22 overall from 3, 5 for 11 from the three-point line, getting great looks at the rim, getting to the line, knocking down threes, also dominating the glass, out-rebounding the Gators 14-7, and also points off turnovers for Alabama, 7 for Bama, 0 for the Gators. Alabama getting it done defensively, and that's leading to some easy opportunities on the offensive end.
Out of the timeout, Bradley, Sears, Welch, Clowney, Griffin, the 5 on the floor. Brandon Miller at the scores table. Set to check in, presumably for Dom, if he can make the free throw and convert the and one. I know how much pride you took in your free throw shooting. You were never tempted to miss one, though, if you knew you were coming out. If you made it, did you?
I don't know. Minutes are tough for certain guys. You rather have playing time.
Free throw up, free throw good for Welch, and he will exit.
But if Brandon Miller was ready to check in for me, I would take one for the team.
Because you'd be worried they'd take time out and get you out anyway, right?
Let's get Miller back in this game. I think we can all agree on that.
Take one for the team. That's a good call. 7:15 to moving. Time left. First half action at Coleman. Bama leading 34-15 over the Florida Gators. Jatobo, top of the arc, will hand it off. Going downhill, Lofton missed the layup. Tipped, Jatobo no. Tipped again, Bama controls. Here's Bradley, didn't have numbers, floats to the right wing, still with the dribble alive. directing traffic, backs it out to the timeline. Gives it off to Clowney. He'll shoot a three. Right wing, five.
When Noah Clowney starts to knock down threes consistently, look out. And he's starting to knock them down, playing with so much confidence on the offensive end, and especially from deep.
6 bank first three-pointers on 12 attempts for the Tide. Lofton misses a leaner in the paint, rebounded by Miller. Well, they're having to work for everything and still struggling to get them to go, as that one's knocked out of bounds by Florida, and the Tide will get it back. Castleton checking in. Jatobo will exit.
Alabama able to extend this lead with Brandon Miller on the bench. Similar situation we saw in the second half at LSU.
Tide gets it front court to Clowney. Looking backdoor, Bradley, the pump fake, the kick. Griffin, corner three ball. So
I take 2 when you can get a 3. Jaden Bradley at point blank range kicks it out to a wide open Rylan Griffin. And right now the Crimson Tide is rolling.
They're rolling and the home folks love it. Again, a great crowd on a late tip midweek when there is the threat of some bad weather later tonight. And they are turning out to support the third-ranked team of the nation in a big way. The last 3 games here at Coleman Coliseum already sellouts. This one not quite tonight, but really close, and Bama fans enjoy themselves here at home.
Not many more opportunities to watch this team, and they've been great crowds all year long. And this is what I thought was a dangerous game for Alabama. The Gators playing at a high level. Alabama with Auburn and Tennessee on the road coming up. A lot of talk about those games. College Game Day coming to watch the #3 team in America on Saturday. So a lot of hype around that game. This would be an easy win to kind of let your guard down and not focus, but Alabama has done anything but that here tonight.
40-15, Bama with a 25-point lead with 6:07 to go in the first half at Coleman Coliseum. Lofton with it to Castleton. Hands it off to Jones. Jones right of the circle, Lofton. Top of the arc, Castleton. Castleton now inside the circle, will hand it off. Nearly dropped by Hoover, got it back, puts it up with a left hand, no. Rebound Castleton, spin, shoots, had it blocked, but got fouled. And got popped across the nose inadvertently, I believe, as well.
Alabama's given Castleton some different looks. Charles Bediaco's done a nice job on him. Castleton has been forced to take some difficult shots. To his credit, he's made some of them, but Noah Clowney, Alabama's 6'10" power forward, matched up on the all-SEC center. Castleton's done a nice job, but this time Castleton gets the offensive rebound and gets to the line.
Castleton shooting the first and missed it. Hit front iron, glass, side of the rim 3 times and then fell to the floor. I think he is still seeing 3 baskets up there right now after getting popped in the face. He forgot to shoot at the one in the middle on the first one, but he did on the second. Got it to drop, and it's 40-16. Bama with the lead. Florida with some pressure in the backcourt after the made free throw. Griffin splitting defenders. Goes down the lane. Got it to Clowney. Back out to Bradley now near side. Shot clock at 17 as Bradley gets it center of the floor. Playing off a screen from Clowney. Drives downhill, backing his way into the paint. Circles away from traffic, and I believe they're going to call a moving screen on Jaden there as he was trying to set things up for Mark Sears. Second foul on Bradley, and that'll get him out of the game and get JQ in a teaching moment with Coach Nate Oates on the bench before he goes to sit down.
Alabama's been so good offensively, especially taking care of the ball. Just Alabama's second turnover in this game. Only had 9 turnovers against LSU.
Gators with the basketball out high. Jones, trying to drive. Knocked away and stolen by Griffin, and then gives it up to Sears, and Bama will come the other way, and then it's taken away by Jones, and he will get a run out and lay it up and missed it. A wide open layup was missed, and Bama comes the other way with Sears. Sears driving into the lane, working away from Castleton. Bama wants to spread the floor and let him go downhill. Sears driving against the big fella. The lob to Miller, who got cut off. throws a pass that gets knocked away, and that was a rough-looking little sequence there. Gators hit Jones in the lane. Tough shot, wouldn't go, but he got fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair as he got popped across the face, I believe, or the shot hit the bottom of the backboard and then pop him in the face. I think that may be what happened. Nope, got popped in the face inadvertently.
Previous possession, Jones did the old Chris Stewart, where you can't decide, are you going to dunk it or are you going to lay it up?
Yeah, boy, nickel
how many
for every
times
time.
how many times have we seen that during Chris Stewart's playing career? But
Nerf hoop.
But Jones misses the wide open, almost dunk, almost layup. Alabama a chance to capitalize in transition. A little bit sloppy the last few possessions for Alabama. They've got Florida playing on their heels, not making shots they normally make. Alabama's defense, one of the best in the country, and they have frustrated the Florida Gators here tonight.
So Jones is going to have to leave the ball game. Jones, who is an Alabama native, Myra Jones from Birmingham, started his career at Penn State, two-time honorable mention all Big Ten pick, then transferred back south to play for the Gators. And slow to get up, now being helped to his feet again. He got inadvertently popped across the face and probably in the eye based on his reaction. Being helped off the floor by the athletic trainer. Able to walk on his own power, but kind of guiding him. I think vision is a bit of an issue at the moment for Myron. Hopefully he's okay. Staying at the team huddle with his teammates, but there will be a substitution made, and I think Riley Kugel has been selected by the Alabama bench to shoot free throws. It used to be you could bring, if you had a player that got hit or injured, had to leave, and he was supposed to shoot free throws, you as the coach could pick his replacement to come in and shoot, but they changed that rule a few years ago. Now the opposing team selects from one of the four players still on the floor for your squad. So they still get the free throws, but maybe not your best shooter going to the stripe, and that is the case with Kugel, who does indeed make the first attempt.
Alabama continues to do the job defensively. The Gators just 2 for their last 11. Alabama's made 3 straight field goals, but unfortunately they've turned it over a little bit more here the last several possessions. Very few turnovers the first 12 minutes of this game.
Kugel, a 66% free throw shooter, hit them both. Now Bama comes the other way. Clowney, right corner three, no good. Rebound snatched out of the air by Kugel, and Bama will see the Gators come the other way. It's still a 40-18 Crimson Tide advantage. Fudge will hand it off to Lofton. Now to Castleton, got away with a little bit of a push. He'll back his way down on Clowney, spinning around him, and then lays it up and in for 2. The veteran with a nice move on the freshman there to cut the Bama lead to 20. That's as close as they've been in a while. Bama's biggest lead has been 25, and now we got a whistle and a foul at midcourt as the Gators have gone with pressure defense, trying to force a turnover, and they'll send Bama to the line to shoot 1 plus the bonus with 4:01 to go here in the opening half.
Well, Bama's turned it over a little bit the last several possessions. This time, Brandon Miller strong with the ball, takes the contact, and the 7th team foul for the Gators. Miller at the line for 1-1.
So Brandon Miller at the stripe, where he shot 83% for the season and misses the front end of a 1-and-1 there. It rimmed out, no good. And the Gators can get it under 20 now.
Alabama up 20. Brandon Miller hasn't scored since the first possession, knocked down to 3. Been very quiet since.
Castleton with the basketball. Swings the pass near side to Richard. His open 3 is too strong. Rebound tipped by Miller into the hands of Clowney. Now to JQ, who gets it front court. Let's see if he'll heat up again. Quinterly working against the defender. Directing traffic, goes right side. Still with the dribble alive, beyond the arc. Gives it off to Sears, back to JQ. He will drive inside the arc. He'll get in the paint. He'll kick it back out to Sears. Mark hesitates, goes down the lane. Back out to JQ. Fakes the 3. No look pass to Clowney. Lays it up. That's going to be blocked into the basket. It should have been goaltending, but it went in anyway.
Boy, those guards for Alabama so difficult to keep in front. Javon Quinterly, Mark Sears. getting in the lane, making things happen. Beautiful pass inside the Clowney.
22-point Bama lead now. Spinning Castleton into the lane. Tough shot, no, and they'll call a foul on Clowney in the process. Castleton having to work for everything, but with 2:54 to go in the first half, it's still a 42-20 Alabama lead over Florida here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
We've all been caught up in the little chores that pile up every day. The dishes in the sink, the trash that needs taking out, the pesky check engine light. Isn't it time to make a change and escape to a whole new world of possibilities? Where there's dinner without dishes, nights filled with adventure, and every day you feel like a winner. A little change can go a long way when you escape every day at Wing Creek Casino and wingcreekcasino.com.
Tonight's game between Alabama and Florida is presented by Mercedes-Benz, proud to support the Crimson Tide. 2:54 to go in the first half. Bama's up 22, 42-20. Stay with us at the half for the Toyota halftime report with first half stats, scores from around the SEC, and a quick chat with Coach Nate Oates. Presented by Cook's Pest Control. Cook's Pest Control and the Centricon system, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. BP, pretty good first half. What's Coach Oates going to tell you?
Well, I think he wants to close this half strong and continue to do what they've done. Alabama has defended at a high level, holding Florida to 30% from the field, and they've done it up 22 with Brandon Miller not doing a whole lot offensively. Had 3 points in the first possession, knocked down a 3, only 2 field goal attempts, and has not had a typical Brandon Miller game. I think that's why a lot of people think Alabama can make a serious run this season in the regular season, SEC tournament, and the NCAAs, because this is far from a one-man show. Brandon Miller may be the best player in the country, but in a game where he's been quiet, just 3 points in the first half, Alabama's up 22 because they're getting production from so many different places. This team is dangerous offensively, has a lot of weapons on the offensive end, but they get it done defensively. Mentioned the 30% field goal shooting for the Gators, but Colin Castleton, a little worrisome that he's starting to heat up a little bit. He's got 10 points, able to get to the line, has a chance to go to the free throw line and cut into this Alabama lead. But for the most part, great to see Alabama in attack mode offensively. 4 for their last 5 from the field, getting in the lane, making plays at the rim, at the three-point line, and making things very difficult for the Gators. But you got to slow down Castleton. He's starting to heat up a little bit.
See if they get everybody kind of re-energized again. This crowd really into it for a good bit of the first half. Things got a little lethargic there for a stretch, and I think a lot of folks got disinterested, but Alabama with 2:54 to go in the half, as you said, trying to finish strong, up by 22. They've led by as many as 25. And Castleton, one of the few bright spots, he's got 10 points and a couple of rebounds for the Gators. Short on that attempt, and he'll have another one upcoming. Castleton coming in a 74% free throw shooter on the year, but he's missed a couple tonight. Actually 2 of 5. Make it 3 of 6 as that one drops. And Alabama's leads cut in half. It's now 42-21. Far side, Miller, 3, bottom. Found him in a hurry.
And the Gators slow to rotate out to Brandon Miller right in front of Todd Golden. He didn't like that at all. Brandon Miller at 6'9", quick release, let it fly, and knocks down another one.
Gators with it, throwing it low post to Lofton, spinning, help defense coming in Bediako. They kick it into the right corner, and a three ball from Fudge is no good. Rebounded by JQ, and he'll bring it up. Bama up 24, looking for its biggest lead with a bucket. Down low, Bediako, and there it is.
Beautiful pass from Javon Quinterly. Led him just enough because Colin Castleton almost had the deflection with his length, but beautiful look in the finish by Charles.
2 minutes to go in the half. Bama leading at 47-21. Gators the other way. Layup attempt short. Put back no good. Bama with the ball. Miller starting to break. Brandon on the drive. Had it poked away. Fought to get it back. Gives it off. Burnett, three. Too strong, and the rebound controlled by the Gators. They'll get it front court. Lofton on the drive. Downhill, lays it up. Maybe partially blocked. Scramble for the loose ball. Picked up and missed by Florida. Now Miller comes the other way. Brandon being slowed down a bit by Richard. Gets it front court. Takes it on the left wing. Now he'll let fly. And Barry, a three in the face of Castleton. And it's 50-21 Bama on another bank first three from the best player in America.
Did I mention he was quiet? Since then, he's knocked down a couple of threes, and listen to this crowd show their appreciation.
Castleton driving, shooting, missing. Rebound saved by the Gators. Out to Richard. Now to Lofton with a minute to go in the half. Lofton top of the arc. Downhill runner, no. Rebound fought for, and a foul's going to be whistled on Miller as he was fighting against Castleton, who is showing a lot of effort just to keep them within 30. It's 50-21 Bama with 54.5 seconds remaining. And I don't say that flippantly. He's actually working his tail off just to try to keep this thing from being beyond ugly.
Alabama with 9 made threes in the first half. 9 for 17. Alabama leads the league in SEC play. About 11 threes per game. Already at 9 here in the first half.
Castleton hits the front end of a 1-and-1, and I got a feeling Nate Oates is about to go with a timeout here fairly soon. That use it or lose it timeout with 54.6 seconds to go. He may hang on to it. Castleton hits the second, however. And Bama will bring it up, leading 50-23. Miller front court being defended by Fudge. Now gives it off to Quinterly. JQ directing traffic, goes right, gets inside the arc, gets to the right block, got cut off. 12 to shoot. He has it in the corner. JQ inside the arc at 9. Step back floater short. Rebound tipped into the air. They're going to get Namari Burnett for a foul, and we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Tenth team foul on the Tide. First personal on Burnett. And Alex Fudge at the line to shoot 2 shots for the Gators.
It was a foul, but great effort by Namari Burnett trying to get on the offensive glass. Is Nate Oates will call that use it or lose it timeout, because if you can, either if Florida makes it or you get a defensive rebound here, 1 shot to end the half, and hopefully Alabama can even extend this lead even more. But what a half for the Crimson Tide. Already 50 points in the first half. The fastest team in college basketball, knocking down threes, taking care of the ball for the most part, and getting it done defensively. What a performance here in the first half by Alabama.
So 29.7 is the time on the clock. Alabama with the 50-23 advantage. And Tide will inbound it against likely full court. I'm sorry, that's another free throw to come. I was thinking the Gators are coming down to press, and they may, but they got one more shot upcoming first, and Fudge will take that for the Gators after having just missed the front end of a 2-shot opportunity.
Mentioned the defense performance by Alabama. The Gators just 1 for their last 14 from the field.
Second attempt up. That one's too strong. Rebounded by Miller. And Bama will bring it the other way. Quinterly in no hurries. The shot clock is dark, and the game clock's at 20 seconds. Quinterly just dribbling it near center court with Riley Kugel defending him. 12, 11. Now Quinterly will attack at 10. Takes it to the wing at 9. To Bediako at 7. Now to Burnett at 4. To Sears at 3. He'll lay it up and get it to go at 1. The half ends, and what a half for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Number 3 in America, and they may be undervalued. 52-23. Tide leading it. Bryan working his way to Coach Nate Oates. Nope, I'm sorry. Pump fake. There was a crowd there, and TV got him first. Sorry about that, BP. Didn't mean to throw you that one there a little soon. But the Crimson Tide looking awfully impressive. Going 9 of 17 from bank first three-point range and 18 of 32 overall from the field. Also out-rebounded the Gators 22-17. Our conversation with the coach coming up right now.
Coach, thoughts on the first half? That's the effort we need to see. I mean, that's more like who we are. Got to do a little bit better job on Castleton, but you know, as a coach, you got to be picky, but there's not a whole lot wrong with what we've been doing in the first half.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Bryan. Thank you to Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. The unbeatable combination for termite protection brings us Nate Oates at the half, and again, what a half it has been. 52-23, Bama leading the Gators big at the break on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Yakinick sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. Kanaka sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you know you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
You can trust your car to the place with the star to get you to the things you love or travel near and far. With Texaco at your side, life can be a lovely ride. So trust your car to the Texaco star.
When you fill up with Texaco with Techron, you get unbeatable mileage to help make your adventures bigger than ever. Download the Texaco app to find a station near you.
On the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield, Crimson Tide Basketball is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar, and refreshingly delicious. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit RollTide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. And by Cook's Pest Control and Centricon, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. Welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Another great first half for Nate Oates. Alabama Crimson Tide, the third-ranked team of the nation, a 52-23 lead over Florida at the break, as 8 of the 9 players who saw the floor got in the scoring column. Namari Burnett, the only one, but he did grab a couple of rebounds. They got 9 each from Clowney and Miller, 4 from Bediako, Bradley with 6, Sears leading the way with 10, Griffin with 3, Quinterly with 8, and 3 also from Dom Welch for the Crimson Tide. The Gators were led by Colin Castleton's 13 points and 3 rebounds, 2 from Lofton, 4 from Kugel. You had Bonham with 2 and 2 also from Jason Jatobo, and that's it. Bama, the 52-23 lead at intermission over the Florida Gators here on our coverage of Alabama basketball that is brought to you in part by Toyota. They bring us our halftime report. We invite you to visit your local Toyota dealers or Toyota.com right now and take advantage of the amazing deals on our full line of vehicles. And no matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. Bama leading it by 52-23. Yes, a 29-point lead at the break here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you Mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
This is Tom Stipe with your Alabama Power scoreboard update. Alabama Power is proud to support the Crimson Tide. Bama big on Florida, 52-23 at the half here in Coleman. Already final in Nashville. Vandy upsets Tennessee 66-65 in progress in Starkville. Early second half score, Mississippi State is leading LSU 28-22. We'll take a look at team stats next. This is the Crimson Tide Sport Net for Learfield.
In SEC sports, the ifs come at you every minute. What if your QB had released the ball a second earlier? What if the head coach hadn't used his last timeout? What if your team goes all the way this season? If you love the tradition, if you live for the rivalry, if you can't wait each week for the absolute edge-of-your-seat action, Regions is right there with you as the official bank of the SEC.
Regions can't help you with the ifs in sports. Regions helps you embrace the if in life.
Member FDIC.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 65 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crisp, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
When time matters most, you go with what's tried and true. That's tried and true John Deere equipment and Tri-Green service. Tough chores don't stand a chance with a John Deere 4044M tractor. And right now you can get one with 0% financing. With a 43 horsepower engine, power reverser transmission, and a 10-year powertrain warranty, this John Deere helps you work with confidence day after day. So stop by one of our 29 Alabama and Tennessee locations or visit us online at TriGreenEquipment.com.
Offer ends January 31, 2023. 0% APR for 60 months, subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial.
Hey Crimson Tide fans, as our state moves to the next chapter, the Alabama Department of Public Health is shifting strategies from emergency response to one that minimizes daily disruption to our lives. COVID-19 vaccines and boosters are widely available to anyone 6 months of age and older should you decide that you need one. Together, we can help to protect each other moving forward. For more information on COVID vaccines and virus prevention, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/COVID-19.
Bama's up big on Florida at the half, 52-23. And the sounds of the game were presented by Beatbox. Beatbox is now an official sponsor of the Crimson Tide and the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors, gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable. Look for it in stores across the Southeast. The halftime stats are delivered by Assurance Financial. In less time than halftime, you can apply for a mortgage at AssuranceMortgage.com. Shooting percentage, Bama 56%. Overall, 53 from bank first three land. 7 of 8 from the foul line. For Florida, 23% overall. Nothing outside the arc. 9 of 14 from the stripe. Team rebounding, Bama leads at 22-17. Turnovers, Bama with 4, Gators with 5. And again at the half, Bama's up on Florida, 52-23. That does it for the Toyota Halftime Report. The second half is coming right up. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the Ferguson Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryan Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac is a local family-owned dealership in Tuscaloosa. Barkley has an award-winning service department, a state-of-the-art body shop, and a beautiful showroom waiting to welcome you. And BarkleyGMC.com opens our online showroom to you. So do what thousands of satisfied customers have already done. Get your new car, truck, or SUV from Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, keeping Crimson Tide fans on the road for over 42 years.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Chris Jakimick, I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
On the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield, this has been the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore Toyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. The second half is just moments away. Roll Tide.
What to look for in the second half is presented by Marathon. When traveling to see the Crimson Tide, start with a fill-up at Marathon and make it a winning trip. Go to mileshavemeaning.com. Marathon, fueling the American spirit. Bama's up 52-23. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan, Passink. We are courtside at Coleman Coliseum. Well, BP, that was fun.
You know, it's been a lot of fun all year long, Tom.
Yes, it has.
And that first half was pretty good. We're getting used to it. Alabama with a great performance, knocking down shots, getting stops. 9 made threes, 9 for 17 from the three-point line. Alabama 18 for 32 overall. And with the exception of 3 trips where Bama's sloppy with the ball, they've done a great job of taking care of it. And 4 turnovers for a half when you're shooting 56% from the field is hard to argue with. Alabama came out and was focused. They're dialed in, and that was an area that we worried about coming into this game. Or we shouldn't worry, or we weren't worried, but were they going to be focused? Maybe we ought to stop worrying about how this team's going to come out in terms of focus. You worry too much. I do worry too much, and they have proved that they are ready to go. They are focused, dialed in, and this was what I thought to be a dangerous game, because you've got the Auburn Tigers looming on Saturday at Auburn. You've got to go to Knoxville in a top 10 matchup next week. And this is a Florida Gator team that had been playing really well. But Alabama's absolutely taken it to the Gators in the first 20 minutes. Want to get off to a strong start here and end this game early here in the second half.
And I think just as big for Alabama as far as its next game to build off the momentum of the first half and keep it going. You may recall they didn't do that after that first matchup with LSU, an incredible half against the Tigers. Bama basketball, Bradley with it on the left wing, working to the baseline, wanted to throw a lob, nothing there, gives it outside to Clowney. He'll drive to the block, he'll spin, shoot the jump hook and miss. Rebounded though by Bradley and a reset to 20. Jaden changing directions, going down the left side of the lane. Cut off by Jones, he needs help. He works it back outside to Miller. He's left alone, he'll shoot a 3, he'll miss it. He chased down his own miss, tried to save it, but the ball got hit out of bounds on the sideline. Incredible hustle from Miller. He could tell he missed the shot, chased it all the way to the other side of the floor. Didn't secure the rebound, but at least gave himself a chance.
Yeah, Alabama with a couple of offensive rebounds. Great effort in their first offensive possession, but nothing to show for it.
Lofton throwing it right side. They'll work it back now to Kugel. Kugel to Castleton, top of the arc. Castleton to Kugel again, crossing left, going down the lane, puts it up with the left hand and got it to go. That's a nice move, working against Noah Clowney. Brandon Miller coming the other way for Alabama. Todd Golden in the Florida bench area, trying to get his team to play tough and think of it as a new ball game entirely. Clowney spinning into the lane, jump hook up too strong, ball knocked out, and the Gators have it. 52-25 Bama with 18:38 in ticking. Time left second half. On the drive, Lofton kicks it into the right corner. 3-ball up and good by Will Richard. And the Gators knocking it down to make it 52-28.
Good start for the Gators coming out of halftime, knocking down shots. Alabama with a bit of a struggle offensively until that bank shot.
That's put in by Bradley, but the Gators run the other way. They get a dunk and an and one opportunity, as hustling to the other end was Will Richard. Bediako was called for the foul, and Nate Oates is about to light into some folks right now. Timeout on the floor, 18-14 to play. 54-30. Alabama still leading comfortably over the Gators here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Tonight's game between Alabama and Florida is presented by Mercedes-Benz. Proud to support the Crimson Tide. 18-14 to go. 54 for Bama, 30 for Florida, but not exactly the start, BP, that Coach Yates had in mind.
No, the Gators 3 for their first 3, including a deep one. And the Gators off to a nice start here in the second half. Alabama's margin still fairly comfortable, but Nate Oates not comfortable with the effort that he saw the first couple of minutes of the second half, putting in an entire new 5. The 5 that started the second half are sitting over there by the coaches. And the fact that the Gators beat Alabama down the court on the last possession, a chance for a three-point play opportunity, is the Gators outrun Alabama. That's something that we did not see at all in the first half. Alabama able to push the tempo, get easy looks in transition and at the three-point line. A big reason why Alabama went into halftime with a big lead. But it's been the Gators here in the second half. To their credit, they continue to fight. They're knocking down shots, playing hard on both ends of the floor. And what a luxury for Nate Oates to be able to go to his bench and put in 5 new players of the caliber of the 5 that are in for the Crimson Tide.
Nick Pringle seeing his first action of the night for Alabama. The 6'9", 220-pounder from Seabrook, South Carolina, and Dodge City Community College, a junior in classification for Alabama, joining Dom Welch, Rylan Griffin, Namari Burnett, and Javon Quinterly. It'll be Will Richard going to the free throw line for Florida. He's got 5 points in the game, a rebound and a steal in 19 minutes of work. Trying to convert the and one. He got fouled on that dunk earlier, just before the timeout from Nate Oates, and he does indeed get the three-point play. So Bama's lead is down to 23. And here's Quinterly bringing it front court for Alabama. JQ working inside the arc. The lob to Pringle, who tipped it to keep it alive. Saved by Welch, picked up by Griffin. Out near side, Burnett, 3-ball short. Rebound fought for and claimed by Castleton. And the Gators will come the other way. Good effort by Alabama, but could not get the bucket to go. Castleton working against Pringle, trying to drive, had his pass batted right back into his hand. Castleton throws it down low, shot up, blocked by Pringle, out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Gators, but boy, Nick Pringle making the most of his first moments on the floor for Alabama.
Yeah, Florida went with a post up, but Nick Pringle came out of nowhere to throw it out of bounds.
Inbounds goes to Castleton, Pringle defending him. Castleton handing it off to Lofton, 7 on the shot clock. Lofton, fall away jumper short, rebound tipped up, fought for, out of bounds, touch last by Lofton. And the Gators, Bama will have it with 17:26 to play and a 54-31 advantage.
Nick Pringle won't get credit for the rebound, but great effort to deflect that ball, and ultimately goes out of bounds off of Florida.
Bama with the ball, it's Quinterly right of the circle. JQ now with it on the wing, takes it to the top of the arc. Let's fly from 3, bottom. Another bank first 3 for Alabama, and for Javon Quinterly. He's 3 of 4 from there. Bama 10 of 20. JQ's got 11, and the Gators trail Bama 57-31.
Good decision by Nate Oates to go to his bench early in the second half. Nick Pringle producing on the defensive end, and JQ with the 3.
Jones short on the free throw line jumper. Bama comes the other way. Griffin near side. His 3 is an air ball as well. I ain't seen that much. Back-to-back air balls shot from opposing teams. It's calling Rylan Griffin over to talk with him for a second. And maybe a little longer than a second, as he's going to get Brandon Miller in the game.
Well, when you're coming off a game where you're 4 for 5 from 3,
yep,
which Rylan Griffin was in Baton Rouge, and I think all 5 of those were contested. You got to understand why he's going to pull up deep, contested it like he did, but Nate Oates pulls him out and has a pretty good option as he puts Brandon Miller back in the game.
Gators on the drive, stripped by Welch, goes out of bounds, touched last by Don, but great defense against Riley Kugel. And boy, Welch has had some nice minutes, even though not huge stats for Alabama. Inbounds coming from the baseline. Lofton looking to trigger it in. Does so to Castleton, spinning, shooting, and scoring. That's a tough shot, muscled his way in over Nick Pringle. Now here's Quinterly the other way. 16:10 to go, second half. Lob, Pringle battered away by Lofton, saving what would have been a flush, and now Castleton runs the other way for the Gators, gets into the paint, needs help, hands it off, layup in for 2. Converted there by Kugel, and Florida's cut this down to 22. It was a 29-point Bama advantage. Here's Miller in the paint now. Stepping back, a little leaner from 10, no good. Rebounded Pringle, and a foul's going to be called on Reeves of Florida. Timeout on the floor, 15:45 to go here in the second half. It's 57-35. Bama still up big by 22 over Florida. Here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
It's time for today's STEM tip. Okay, you know recycling is important. No one wants plastic in the ocean. Here's a cool way to repurpose a plastic bottle. Build an awesome terrarium. Cut a large plastic bottle in half and fill the base with sand, pebbles, potting soil, and your favorite plant. I chose an African violet. Put the top of the bottle over your base and place it in the sun. Your plant will grow sealed in its own ecosystem. Fun, right? Learn more at She Can STEM. A message from the Ad Council.
Hey, Bama fans, whether you want to sit courtside or score a bird's eye view, StubHub is the best place to grab your Tide tickets. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Crimson Tide. StubHub, be there. Bama's up 22, 15:45 to go in the ball game. 57-35 over the Florida Gators, and you can protect your team by getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Remember, in Alabama, Tide fans ages 12 and over are eligible. For more information, visit alcovidvaccine.com. Bama's still up big, BP, but Florida's kind of chipping away.
Well, Florida's made it clear that they're not going away. Alabama, fortunately, with a huge lead at halftime. But the Gators have come out, and they're going inside with Colin Castleton. They're knocking down threes. They're getting to the free throw line, and they're playing really hard. And you got to give Todd Golden, the Gators, a lot of credit. They could have laid down and may have done anything but that. Alabama with not a great start here in the second half, but Nate Oates has gone to his bench. Javon Quinterly's responded, knocking down a 3, but Bama's got to get stops. The Gators playing with some confidence right now, 5 for 8 from the field since halftime. They've knocked down a 3. They've been to the free throw line, so the Gators are playing well. Alabama's got to get back to what they did in the first half, had that edge and played with a lot of intensity. Yes, they were knocking down shots, but it was about defensive toughness, and that's where this team has been really good, and they've gotten off to a slow start in that here in the second half.
Alabama baseball team throwing out some T-shirts to the fans here. The Tide baseball squad will open up their season next weekend, a 3-game series here at home against the Richmond Spiders. It's Brad Bohannon's squad, a preseason top 20 pick according to the national polls.
They had a little something on those T-shirts now. I was scared that I was going to get hit.
I tell you what,
those guys can throw.
It's the first time people in the upper reaches of the Coliseum have had a shot at getting a free T-shirt without it being fired out of a cannon, that's for sure.
Well, they are fired out of cannons. That's coming from some arms there.
That's exactly right.
Good news for Bama baseball, from what I can tell.
It's indeed the case. So baseball is pretty well in addition to the T-shirts. Miller, Burnett, Quinterly, Pringle, and Welch are the 5 on the floor for the Tide. It will be Miller to inbound it, gets it into Welch at the elbow. Looking right, looking left, dribbling left, takes it to the wing, picks it up, gives it out to JQ with 12 now on the shot clock. 10, high post Pringle, facing the basket, hands it off Burnett, steps into a 3, off, tipped by Bama, but into the hands of Castleton, and the Gators will come the other way. Tide unable to convert. Again on that trip, Bama's 0 for its last 4. Gators with the basketball. Inside, they'll throw the backdoor look, and a foul's going to be whistled on the Crimson Tide's Namari Burnett. Will Richard took a hard fall to the deck. Give Florida credit. They've come out and battled here to start the second half of play. Bama led this one at the break big.
And the Gators defending at a high level. Yes, they're getting it done on the offensive end. Back to the free throw line as Richard knocks down the first, but well, they are making it difficult on Alabama. A tough shot from Namari Burnett. Late shot clock situation, deep contested 3, and the Gators get another stop. Alabama just 2 for their first 9 here in the second half.
Tide's been outscored 14-5 in this second half after the free throw by Richard makes it a 57-37 ball game. Again, Bama's led it by as many as 29, but now only up by 20. Tide with the ball, a lob to Pringle, and he caught it. He elevated, he looked down at it, and then he threw it home. Mercy, did he get airborne?
That was not a great pass. It almost went over the goal, but Nick Pringle just kept rising, caught it, and threw it down. The athleticism by Pringle on display.
A block by Miller, but Castleton was fouled, and he'll go to the line. They're going to get Brandon, I believe, for the foul, or was it maybe Pringle? Place is still buzzing over that one. The 10th guy to hit the floor tonight for Alabama may have had the highlight of the game.
Oh my goodness. Nick Pringle up high, throws it down, and for those that get here early and watch warm-ups and layup lines, Nick Pringle is worth the price of admission just with some of the dunks that he's able to do. We saw a glimpse right there. High pick and roll, threw it up the corner of the backboard. Nick Pringle able to get it and throw it down.
Castleton hits the first and the second free throws. He's got 17 points and 6 rebounds. He ain't had a whole lot of help, though. 14.5 minutes to play. Bama still leading it by 20. On the drive, JQ, the left hand, no. Pringle almost tip-dunked that one, but here come the Gators the other way. Far side, 3-ball rattled in. Bama wanted a walk from Kawasi Reeves. Didn't get the call from Bart Lennox or either of the other 2 officials, and the Gators are to within 17. Miller breaking ankles, but still double team, needs help. Gives it off to Quinterly. 14 on the shot clock. JQ working to the center of the floor, gives it back to Miller. Catch and shoot 3, bottom. Now they've just ticked him off, and it's maybe going to get a little ugly now.
Nice pass from JQ, pretty well defended, but in rhythm. Brandon Miller knocks it down.
Down low, they'll throw it to Castleton. Works away from the trap, flinging elbows. They're going to call a foul on Welch. They say he was in his personal space. Saw that called in Baton Rouge the other day.
That's a big three by Brandon Miller.
That was huge.
Florida cut the lead to 17. All the momentum in the world, and he knocked down a tough one.
Castleton misses inside. Tip wouldn't go. Castleton another tip. Got that one to drop, and the Gators are back to within 18 again. They've outscored us by 11 in this half. Here's JQ throwing a lob, and you've got a player that was tripped, and it was a trip of Nick Pringle, not by Nick Pringle, but of Nick, that kept him from getting airborne. And throwing that one down, they call the foul on the Gators.
Tell you what, the high pick and roll with Javon Quinterly and Nick Pringle is fun to watch. We were deprived of one right there.
Yeah.
Nick Pringle, so athletic, plays so hard, making the most of his minutes.
Respect so much a guy who sits on the bench the entire half and comes out and gets an opportunity and does indeed play with that energy for the Tide. JQ, step back three, missed it this time, and the rebound controlled by the Gators. 13-13 to go. Bama's leads down to 18. Florida misses a three, give it off to Castleton, blocked by Bediako, and now Bama runs the other way with numbers. Miller, the flush.
Defense leading the offense. JQ with another beautiful pass to Brandon Miller, up high and throws it down.
Lofton trying to shake free. Goes downhill, a bounce pass. Thing of beauty to Castleton, who laid it in for two. 64, excuse me, 64-46 Bama. Miller to Bediako, the flush, and he is fouled.
Alabama playing so unselfishly. Beautiful pass up high. It was Brandon Miller. Had the alley-oop previously, but this time the lob to Charles Bediako, takes the contact, throws it down, a chance for a big three-point play.
12:36. The time left to play in this one. Tell you what, I don't think there's anybody in here that doesn't think Alabama's going to win. But they're all on their feet, enjoying what they're seeing. The Tide's up by 20. They've led by as many as 29. Bediako can't convert. And the Gators play it awfully tough, but Alabama, despite being outscored in this half, still throwing up the highlight reel stuff here at Coleman Coliseum. Lofton out high, near center court with a shot clock down to 12 seconds. Plays off the screen. He'll drive in, misses the layup. They're going to call Bediako for a push. 15 foul of the Tide, second personal on Charles. And it will send Lofton, excuse me, to the line. Shoot free throws. Castleton's going to sleep well tomorrow, I know this. First of all, it's going to be about 4 o'clock before they get back to Gainesville, the way this one's going. But he has also had to work for everything. Lofton misses the first of two. Gators are 14 of 20 from the free throw line. Alabama 7 of 9.
Castleton 21 points, 8 rebounds. He's 7 for 14 from the field. Shows you how good he is. He hasn't had many easy shots. Alabama's defended him pretty well. But Castleton playing like a first-team All-SEC selection.
Lofton missed them both and short on both of those as Miller comes the other way. Brandon on the drive, off the glass, and in the end one. Castleton commits the foul, and Brandon Miller in Brandon Miller mode right here in the second half.
Well, we saw Brandon Miller throw the alley-oop on the last possession. This time takes it himself. Colin Castleton, the leading shot blocker in the SEC, tried to come over and block Miller's leaner. Miller, the strength to take the contact off the glass, and a chance for a three-point play.
Brandon gets the friendly roll, and he now has 16 points. 69-46 Bama. 12 minutes to play here at Coleman Coliseum. Crimson Tide trying to get to 11-0 in the SEC, and on pace to win their 10th conference game by double digits. Castleton Double teamed on the far corner. Trying to back his way down on Bediako. Picks up the dribble, kicks it out to Lofton. They throw a lob to him, and Castleton is able to lay it in. That's pretty basketball. Cutting Alabama's lead to 21. Front court, here's Lofton with it. To Bediako, Sears with it for the Crimson Tide. Sears going left side, going downhill, stopping, looking, throwing the pass, stolen away by Lofton. Lofton front court for the Gators with 11:11 to play. To Castleton, driving on Bediako. Tough leaner, he got another one to drop. He's got 23. Alabama's leads down to 19 with 11 minutes to go. Miller to Bediako, back to Brandon. Driving, little teardrop. Wouldn't go. Tipped out, though, but controlled by the Gators. Ahead to Fudge, stepping through, blocked by Clowney. Back into the hands of Reeves. His three is missed. The rebound put back no good. Tipped out, and here comes Miller. Brandon near side, driving down the lane, stops, fakes a pass, now gives it to Sears. Thought about a three, and wisely will just back it out. We're due immediate timeout on the next dead ball. Sears, top of the arc three, no good. Rebound, Bediako. Charles out to JQ. Hesitation move, down the lane, teardrop off the glass, no. Rebound tipped out of bounds, such last by the Crimson Tide. Timeout on the floor, 10:08 to play. 69-50, Bama still leading by 19 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our home.
When you step onto the court and into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work and long days pay off. Because when that final shot leaves your hands and we leave our seats, that powerful moment connects us all. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Power for a better Alabama.
Ten minutes, 8 seconds to left to go in the ball game. Bama's up on Florida 69-50. Each official review is brought to you by My Eye Doctor with 20 locations to make your eye appointment more convenient. Eye care and eyewear really are better together at My Eye Doctor. Visit myeyedr.com to learn more. Bryan Passink, first half was fun. A lot of fun, but this is a little more what I expected out of the Florida Gators tonight.
We got to give the Gators a lot of credit. They came out after halftime, getting it done defensively, forcing Alabama into some difficult shots. Nato subbed out his first 2 minutes into the second half because he didn't like the way they came out. And Florida making this game a little more interesting than we thought it would be, but fortunately Brandon Miller starting to come alive. He's leading the way for Alabama with 17 points, 6 rebounds, has a couple of assists, 6 for 10 from the field. He's also made 4 threes, but for the Gators, it's been the guy that we thought that would lead the way, and that's Colin Castleton. 25 points, 8 rebounds. Alabama has not had many answers for Castleton here in the second half, and the Gators are going to him.
So Alabama, after an amazing first half where they absolutely lit things up, 18 of 32 from the field, 9 of 17 from 3, holding the Gators without a 3 in the first 20 minutes on 5 attempts, and 7 of 30 overall from the field. Tide much more human here in the second half as Alabama has seen the Gators outscore them by 8 actually, excuse me, outscore them by 10. And really not able to get the shots to fall at a regular clip at all. A couple here or there, or this could look much different, but not able to hit at the same pace we saw in that first half.
Well, Alabama's playing better, playing harder since the first few minutes of the second half. First half, Alabama clearly dominant, but the Gators came out, took it to Alabama, and wanted to make a game of this. To their credit, they've been playing hard and tough on the defensive end, making shots offensively. Alabama settled in, and they look much better offensively, but they've had some missed opportunities that they normally make.
Castleton backing his way down on Clowney. And both players, I think, got beat up there, as we'll play on for a moment. Now the officials will stop play. Castleton collided with Clowney, and I haven't seen that before, Brian, where a guy plays with his back to the basket and there's contact, and both he and the player behind him have to stop because they're injured.
Yeah, and listen, Noah Clowney is one of the toughest players on this Alabama team, if not the toughest. So for him to go down like that, you know he's in some pain. And Alabama athletic trainer Clark Holder, take a look at Noah Clowney. He took a hard shot.
Ooh.
And he'll go to the Alabama bench.
Yeah, there's a couple of big games coming up where 15 is going to be needed. Dr. Craig Bittner also checking on him. They're going to go back to the locker room to talk this one over. Kugel on the drive, dumps it off. The layup is missed by Reeves. The tip wouldn't go, and Bama comes the other way. Tied with it front court. Bradley kicking it out near side. Sears, 3-ball bottom. Big make there for Mark Sears to get the momentum back in favor of the Tide and put the lead at 22 again with 9:20 to play.
Dave Bradley just running the Alabama offense, took his time, finally found Mark Sears open and knocks it down.
Another backdoor cut wide open for the Gators as Castleton connects with Kugel for the bucket, and it's a 20-point game again, 72-52. On the drive, Miller gets underneath the basket, comes all the way to the near side. Beautiful left-handed pass. Bediako the slam on the assist from Brandon Miller.
I understand the Gators wanting to put two players on Brandon Miller, but Miller, too unselfish, has great vision, finding his teammate for the easy dunk.
Did it with the left hand, too, off the bounce. Kugel top of the arc, trying to step back, shooting a three and hitting it. 8:35 to go. The Gators have pulled back to within 19 again. Here's Brandon Miller on the far side, getting into the lane. Tried to throw it to Bediako, tipped it to himself. Tip follow wouldn't go either from Brandon. And here comes Castleton the other way for Florida. Castleton going downhill, put it up, blocked by Bediako, picked up by Miller. Brandon behind the back with a dribble. Left-handed pass to Sears. Down the lane he will go, circling away from trouble. Miller, three, short. Rebound fought for. Bediako picks it up. Pivots, gives it off. Griffin near side now. Ryland working away from traffic, and Trey Bonham gives it off to Bediako. Hands it back to Griffin. Plays off the screen. 15-footer, bottom.
Just took his time. Alabama doesn't shoot a lot of mid-range jumpers, but if you're wide open from the elbow, let it fly, and Ryland Griffin did it, and he knocked it down.
Bama by 21 again with 7:37 to play. Deep three, Gators, no good. Rebounded Griffin, and the Tide will push it ahead. Again, we're due a media timeout when Griffin hesitates, drives inside the arc, kicks it to Miller near side. Brandon working against the defender, Fudge. Miller, left side, getting down the lane, left hand, no. Rebound Bediako, no. Rebound Miller, yes.
Well, when you probe the defense like this, Brandon Miller forced the help to come, so Colin Castleton couldn't block out Charles Bediako, playing a little volleyball with Brandon Miller, and ultimately Miller gets it to go down.
Timeout, Florida. We've come to the media break with 7:07 to go. 78-55, Bama by 23 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Here's a fun fact for you. The average chameleon can point their eyes in 2 different directions. On the other hand, the average human can't. So unless you're a chameleon, there's absolutely no way you can focus on texting and driving at the same time. So don't do it, unless you're a chameleon.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
.707 to play in the ball game. Bama's up 23, 78-55 over the Florida Gators. And the best move of the game is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support the Crimson Tide. And the best move of the game, BP, is
Brandon Miller making plays here as Florida starting to threaten, cutting this Alabama lead, making this game a little more interesting than we wanted it to be here in the second half. But Miller finishing at the rim, finding open teammates. He's got 19 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and able to extend this Alabama lead. The concern right now is Noah Clowney. Looks like he's in the Alabama locker room, took a hard shot from Colin Castleton in his face, head, nose area, but Noah Clowney was in a lot of pain, and right now he's not on the Alabama bench.
Yep, and again, with what lies ahead, that is concerning because he's a very, very, very important part of this team. Will be needed, obviously, with what lies ahead at Auburn Saturday afternoon and then in Knoxville next week in the midweek game. But still basketball to be played here in the final 7:07. Again, I'll be honest, I thought this had the potential, the way the first half was going and the way many Alabama games have gone when they've had a half like that. I thought this could easily be 30 plus, maybe 40 point ball game at this point. But to the Gators' credit, they've had this down to as close as 17 briefly. Now it's back up to 23 at 78-55.
Well, Florida came out in the second half and looked like the Gator team that beat the #2 team in the country last week in Tennessee at home in Gainesville. This Florida team has been so good defensively, top 10 in the country in defensive efficiency. They defend the three. They've done that in the second half. Alabama was able to expose the Gators in the first half, knocking down threes, getting stops, and the Gators looking more like the team we expected to see, able to cut into this Alabama lead, and they're gaining confidence on the offensive end.
Gators with the basketball. They work it out high to Kugel. Kugel on the drive right side, putting it up off the glass and got it to go. Big, strong, athletic Florida when they're playing with confidence and momentum, and they have in this second half. Bama basketball, though. Jaden Bradley taking it to the left wing. Handing it off to Sears. His three is up. His three is good. Another bank first three for Alabama. They're 13th on 28 attempts.
Alabama so dangerous from beyond the arc. You've got 4 guys on the court that can knock down threes on the court, and Mark Sears getting hot.
Miller, liftoff. 5 slam Alabama.
I love it. You had Brandon Miller, Nick Pringle, 2 on 0. I like our chances with that as Miller throws it down.
Lofton with it, directing traffic. Left alone, shoots a 3, rims out no good. Rebounded Pringle, who's had a nice half off the bench with energy and effort in a big way. Here's Miller again on the drive, circling away from trouble. Steps through, and man, that is like candy from a baby. Beautiful baseline spin move, laid it up, got fouled, a smile on his face as he'll go to the line to shoot an and one.
He's good, he's talented, he's smart, and has a great feel. Just felt his man spun away from him, took the contact off the glass and in. and Brandon Miller making plays on both ends of the floor. He's now got 23.
There's a reason his nickname's B Smooth. Knocks them both down. Or excuse me, gets the and one for the three-point play with 5:45 to go. Bama leads at 86-57. As hard and as well as Florida has played in this half, and they're right back where they started, down by 29 again. Reeves going to be blocked by Pringle. Saved by Griffin, but he landed on the baseline in the process. In that effort, again up 29 with 5.5 to go, is why this crowd still showing its appreciation.
Nick Pringle's got a chance here in the second half, making the most of it. Highlight reel alley-oop throwdown. A couple of great defensive plays, great effort by Pringle in this Alabama defense.
Castleton working against Pringle, steps back from 15, shot at 12. Mercy, Bama coming the other way. Miller, 3. Short on the attempt. Tipped by Pringle, no. Rebound control by the Gators. Here's Kugel the other way to Castleton. I bet he doesn't shoot a jumper this time. Spinning, stepping through, leg it up, wouldn't go, but he got fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Pringle's second foul, making Castleton work for everything. 25 points, 9 rebounds.
Tough defense by Nick Pringle, but Castleton able to maneuver, take the contact, and the Gators have been at the free throw line a bunch in this game.
Castleton's 8 of 11 himself from the stripe among his 26 points. Got them both.
The Gators with twice as many free throw attempts as Alabama in this game. Bama up 86-59.
Bama with a basketball. Handing it off to Sears. Fakes a 3. Shake and bake move. Let's fly from deep. Knocks it down. That's a 2. Had a toe on the line. But Bama leads it by 29 again with 4:40 to go. Kugel with the ball far corner. Whips a pass all the way near side to Richard. His 3 is up, no good. Rebound fought for, claimed by Sears, and the tide will come the other way. Sears front court, going to the rim, laying it up, wouldn't go, but got fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
But when you're knocking down threes at the rate that Alabama has, Mark Sears, he's got 18 points, 4 for 6 from the three-point line. The hesitation move, just the glance at the rim when you're at the three-point line makes the defense take a step towards you. That hesitation move got him free, able to get past his man, take the contact, and get to the line.
Brandon Miller, go get in some bubble wrap. We'll see you down on the plains. He's out. Damari Burnett in to replace him. Sears missed the first, makes the second. He'll exit. Dom Welch will come in for the junior from Muscle Shoals, who played a heck of a game as well. Sears exits with 19 points and a couple of rebounds as well. Gators work it into the left corner. Lofton giving it up, top of the arc. Reeves 3-ball, no good. Rebound saved by Welch, gives it off to Pringle, and he will feed it off to Bradley. Gets it front court. Jaden on the near wing, playing off of a screen, gets into the paint, weaves through traffic. Griffin, 3-ball, short. Long rebound into the corner, saved by Lofton of Florida, and the Gators will push it ahead. Lofton kicking it left corner. 3 by Richard is good. And it's down to an 89-62 Bama advantage. Bradley circling away from trouble. Gives it off to Damari Burnett. Spinning, getting into the lane. Takes it to the corner. Left alone. 3-ball at bottom.
Alabama's so dangerous from the three-point line. Damari Burnett been knocking them down the last few games. Just 1 for 5 in this game. His first made 3. But Alabama with 14 made 3s for the game.
Near steal by Pringle, but called for the foul. And it brings us to our final media timeout. 3:08 to go. 92 for Bama, 62 for Florida. Here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy. With only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar. Or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
Game day is full of ifs. Like if Alabama can take home another Iron Bowl victory. Who knows? But if you want the most convenient way to pay in T-Town, get the University of Alabama Regents Visa debit card. Tap to pay contactless card technology and Lock-It card controls give you what you need on game day or any day. To order your card, visit regents.com/GoBama. Regents, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
3:08 to go in the ball game. Bama's up 30, 92-62 over the Florida Gators. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Tonight's game between Alabama and Florida is presented by Mercedes-Benz, proud to support the Crimson Tide. The joint's jumping. Great crowd tonight. And be sure to stay tuned after the game for the Regents postgame show with Bama coach Nate Oates. Don't forget you can get your University of Alabama Visa check card from Regents. Visit regions.com/GoBama to order yours today. All in all, BP, I think Coach Oates will be pretty happy.
Yeah, with the exception of the way Alabama started the second half, it's been a great performance. Up 29 at halftime is a pretty good place to start, but give the Gators credit. They battled through much of this second half, but Alabama withstood that, still up 30 in this game. An impressive performance by Alabama. The bench has come up big, but Brandon Miller, Alabama's all-star freshman, potential SEC Player of the Year, potential National Player of the Year, continues to play like this, leading the way for Bama with 24.
Out of the timeout, it'll be Castleton going to the line. Tell you what, it's a nice problem when you're struggling to hear in a building that is nowhere near capacity at the moment. That's because several thousand have headed for the exits, with this one comfortably in hand for the home team. Castleton at the stripe with 3:08 to go. Free throw up and good. He'll have another one coming. Nate Oates telling the guys at the end of the bench to get ready. Your time is coming. And soon. Castleton hit them both. And with 3:07 to go, it's a 28-point game. Here's Rylan Griffin front court for the Crimson Tide. Hands it off to Welch. Dama dribble and a handoff to Bradley. Jade giving it off to Burnett. Damari surveying the floor, lets fly from deep, misses. Rebound Castleton. Outlet pass goes to Kugel. Kugel hits the trailer. Layup is no good, and a blocking foul is going to be whistled, I believe, on Bradley. It is. Kwesi Reeves came flying in, and they say that Bradley was late getting there. But he wasn't, as replay would show. Reeves hits the first of 2 shots. And Nate Oates becoming even more popular with the home folks as he will get Adam Cottrell, Delaney Hurd, and Jaden Quinterly into the basketball game for Alabama. And Todd Golden getting Castleton out of the game as well after his tremendous effort of 29 points and 10 rebounds. Free throw missed by Reeves, rebound claimed by Welch, and here now is JQ2 bring the basketball front court. He'll drive, he'll lay it up, couldn't get it to go. Ball's tipped around and controlled by the Gators. Quinterly couldn't get that later to drop as Bama gets a takeaway. Pringle will bring it himself into the front court. Nick coming down the lane, had it stripped, and a foul is going to be whistled. And man, the semis, the only thing that could stop the runaway train.
Nick Pringle, Alabama's point guard on that possession. Great defensive play by Adam Cottrell. Started the Alabama fast break, and Pringle, coast to coast, go to the line.
If Jitobo doesn't commit the foul, Nick Pringle was going to do serious damage to that rim. And he still did on that first free throw.
And that rim is already damaged from a dunk previously in the second half by Nick Pringle.
Second attempt upcoming, a little strong on the first try.
Not bad, come on.
It wasn't, but I had it determined that if he missed, I was going to go with the line anyway. That one was close. A knuckleball there on that attempt. 92-65, Bama. Boy, being up big is fun. Got some experience with it this year. Kugel with the basketball now, being guarded by Cottrell, and they're going to call Adam for the foul. Cottrell's first. 19th foul on the Tide. One plus the bonus. Missed. Rebound Pringle. And here's Welch bringing it ahead for the Tide, leading 92-65 with 2 minutes to go. Pringle picks up the dribble, hands it off to Quinterly. He'll throw the lob, and Pringle will finish it off. Beautiful pass.
Well, we've seen JQ1 throw that lob pass to Nick Pringle. This time, Jaden Quinterly, JQ2, throws it up, and Pringle once again throws it down.
Younger brother did it right, that's for sure. Now the Gators on a drive. Their layup wouldn't drop. Ball saved, but into the hands of Reeves, who goes in, missed the dunk, but got fouled in the process. Tell you what, our student section is rather creative. Nice job, kids. I think they've just run out of stuff. That's not a bad pick, though. Free throw up and good by Reeves to make it 94-66. Minute 30 to go in the game. Reeves hits the free throws, and it's 94-67. Quinterly will bring it ahead for the Crimson Tide. Gives it off to Pringle. Dribbles right, picks it up, gives it off to Quinterly, fakes a three. Driving underneath the basket, circles away from trouble. To Cottrell, back to Quinterly. Quinterly spinning away from trouble, trying to shake free from the defender. Goes off of a screen, goes downhill, puts it up, had it blocked by Jitobo. I do give him credit for attacking the Giant, though, and here comes the Gators the other way. Jitobo handing it off to Lane. Lane dumping it off, knocked away, fought for. Pringle goes to the deck, saves it, giving it off to Delaney Hurd. Now to Quinterly, leaving it for Welch, missed the dunk. Rebound tipped by Hurd into the hands of Quinterly. Back out to Hurd again. Hurd driving to the basket, ball knocked around and controlled by the Gators. They'll throw a live pass that is knocked away and picked up now by Bama. Quinterly trying to shake free from a defender. Steps back, three ball, no, and the rebound controlled by Reeves. And then poked away by Hurd, back into his hands, three ball, bottom. And away to Delaney Hurd. You earned that one.
Delaney Hurd with his second made three of the year.
And one opportunity for the Gators with 10.3 to go. And Bama up 97-69. We'll see Denzel Aberdeen go to the line, trying to convert the and one opportunity.
Tell you what I love. Just a couple possessions ago, Alabama up almost 30 points. Nick Pringle, who's played some big minutes for this Alabama team, diving on the floor for a loose ball to start a Bama fast break.
Free throw missed. Ball controlled by Bama. Tide will walk it up. Adam Cottrell will dribble it out. Bama will not take a final shot. And the Tide has taken a bunch, made a bunch, and hence we sing the song. 97-69 your final score. Bama wins another one big. Bryan Passink, Coach Nate Oates will join us here courtside fairly rapidly. Told me post-game we're gonna try to get things done quick and flip the script to the next ball game, Bryan, because this was big tonight. This was huge because you needed this one to make the next two games even bigger.
Yeah, Alabama coming into this game, you knew what was next. You had at Auburn, at Tennessee, two of the toughest games on the Alabama schedule, but this Florida team had been playing at a high level. A dangerous game. Alabama took the fear away early, up 29 at halftime. An incredible first half of Alabama on both ends of the floor, knocking down shots, made 9 threes, but got it done defensively against a hot shooting Gator team. Alabama came to play in the first half, had a little bit of a lull to start the second half, but the bench came in, started knocking down some shots and getting stops defensively. An easy win. I didn't expect that this game would be this easy for Alabama. The Gators looked more like themselves in the second half. They didn't give up. They played with the toughness that Todd Golden's team has played with since SEC play has started. But Brandon Miller leading the way for Alabama, 24 points. Mark Sears knocking down threes in the second half. Alabama with 15 made threes in this game. One of the best three-point shooting teams in the SEC, one of the best in the country. When this team is knocking down threes with the way they defend, just about impossible to beat. Great performance by the Crimson Tide.
Great effort indeed by the Crimson Tide. Coach Nate Oates talking to several supporters courtside and also acknowledging the student section, which was fantastic. Coach, congratulations on the win, 97-69. Your team taking care of business in this one over the Gators.
Yeah, great start. Thought our effort was a lot better at the beginning of the game. That's what we were looking for. Second half, they played us pretty tight. So, we definitely improved, but I thought our effort to start was good. We ended up out rebounding by a little bit, so our rebounding got better. Hopefully Clowney's all right because we need him. We got a tough two-game stretch coming up here, so we needed this one in a bad way before those two. But good to see a lot of guys play well, to be honest with you. We shot it well from three again, so that always helps. But, the effort on defense is what we're really looking for. I thought that was there at the beginning of the game.
You made it very clear you wanted to take care of business here, but once it was over, there's work to be done and quickly.
Yeah,
and that's
Auburn had a 24-hour head start on us, so I'm getting off air so I can go start studying Auburn. We got a big one on Saturday, as you all know.
Don't waste time with me. Go.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Congratulations. Coach Nate Oates with us after Alabama wins it by a final score of 97-69. The conversation with the coach brought to you by Cook's Pest Control and Centricon, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. We've got more coming up. Stay with us on a night when the Tide rolls 97-69 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Lear Field.
Finding that missing shin guard. remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Visit AutoOwners.com to find a local agent today.
Convenience is the name of the game at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University. Located on Veterans Memorial Parkway, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University offers just the right amenities for a relaxing getaway or a productive business trip. The University of Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Coleman Coliseum, and the Bryan Conference Center are within 2 miles, making any visit to the Capstone convenient. Whatever you're visiting Tuscaloosa for, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University is the perfect hotel destination and a proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide.
Hi, I'm Andrew, an employee at BASF in Alabama. As a chemical operator, I enjoy working at BASF because I'm allowed to grow and show my potential. Everyone is like family. I actually like coming to work, and safety is the ultimate goal. At BASF, we create chemistry around the world through our people and our products. To join a winning team and a great place to work, visit BASF.US/Alabama. That's BASF.US/Alabama. BASF, we create chemistry.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tide fans, flu season is just around the corner, and the Alabama Department of Public Health wants to remind Tide fans that this year it's more important than ever to get your flu shot. Research shows that it's possible to have the flu and COVID-19 at the same time. This flu season, protect yourself and the people around you from flu and help reduce the strain on your local healthcare system, who is still responding to the COVID-19 pandemic. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/flu.
When you're planning your next visit to Tuscaloosa, explore the upscale options available at the new AC Hotel by Marriott. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown Tuscaloosa, surrounding yourself in luxury and comfort in a spacious room with complimentary Wi-Fi, a smart TV, premium toiletries, and a plush bed, while the rooftop bar and lounge provides the best place in town to wind down after cheering the Crimson Tide to victory. AC Hotel Tuscaloosa Downtown is proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the University of Alabama Athletics.
Welcome to the Regions Postgame Show on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Get your University of Alabama Region Visa debit card. Visit regions.com/GoBama to order yours today.
The Alabama Crimson Tide now 21-3, matching the program's best ever record through 24 games. The first time it's happened since the 1975-76 season. Tom Stipe knew that group pretty well. Reggie King, among many others.
Leon Douglas. T.R. Dunn.
Indeed.
Anthony Murray.
That's
pretty good group.
That's a pretty good start. I know we're leaving off some great ones as well, but Brian Passink, Alabama, incredibly impressive. Now sitting at 11-0 in Southeastern Conference play, with 10 of those 11 league victories coming by double digits.
Yeah, just so impressive. Throughout the season, Alabama last year played the #1 overall strength of schedule in the country. This year may end up with that. Alabama has played a very difficult schedule, and you mentioned the record, 11-0 in the SEC. Just incredible, this run that Alabama's had, but two of the toughest games on the schedule coming up. It won't be easy at Auburn on Saturday. College game day will be in Auburn to watch the #3 team in the country in a great rivalry game, so should be a lot of fun, but it's not going to be easy in Auburn. In Knoxville, Alabama goes on the road next week to play the Tennessee Volunteers, so we knew this would be a difficult stretch for Alabama, but 11-0 to this point, an incredible performance here again tonight. Alabama's rolling, but some concerns with Noah Clowney. Went out of this game, took a shot from Colin Castleton. Those guys collided heads. Looked like maybe Noah Clowney may have gotten hit in the face, maybe the nose area. And he's one of the toughest players in the Southeastern Conference. When he went down and was in some pain, you knew it was serious because he is as tough as they come. So hopefully he'll be okay. This Alabama team has a ton of depth, and they needed it this year. This team has had some injuries. Coming into this game, they were as injury-free as we've seen them in a long time. It's one of the reasons they're playing so well. You've got Namari Burnett playing better. Javon Quinterly has looked like his old self the last few weeks, which is great news for Alabama. We're now concerned about the health of Noah Clowney. Hopefully he'll be available this weekend in Auburn. He will be needed, but if not, Alabama has depth. We don't know the situation with Noah Clowney, but he has been such an important part of this Alabama team. So hopefully he'll be okay. Alabama looked great tonight in a game that we thought was dangerous because of the way that Florida has played. They're coming off their biggest win of the Todd Golden era against Tennessee, number 2 in the country last week at home. They were playing with a lot of confidence, one of the best defensive teams in the country. Alabama scores 52 points in the first half against one of the top 10 defenses in the country. So impressive with Brandon Miller and company, Mark Sears knocking down shots. Charles Bediako defensively was really good. A complete team performance by Alabama, with the exception of the first few minutes of the second half. Alabama was really good on both ends of the floor throughout the night.
49% shooting from the field for the Tide, 44% from three. That's 15 of 34 from three-point range, 10 of 15 from the free throw line. The Gators were 21 of 31 for 68% from charity stripe, just 4 of 14 from three, as they made 35% of their overall field goals, going 22 of 63 in this one. Just a few of the final stats in tonight's ball game that are brought to you by Assurance Financial. And in less time than halftime, you can apply for a mortgage at AssuranceMortgage.com. Controlling the boards is presented by Cook's Pest Control. The Crimson Tide able to do that, out-rebounding the Gators 45-41, led overall in this one by the 9-rebound effort of Brandon Miller, also a game-high 24 points to lead the way for the Crimson Tide. The 29 of Colin Castleton led all scores as he also grabbed 10 rebounds. Hooks Pest Control and Centricon, that's the unbeatable combination for termite protection. Back with more post-game in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the Ferguson Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryan Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Here at Payless Drugs, we continue to be just what the doctor ordered. We know getting the medicine you need is especially important during these unique times. And for your safety and convenience, we offer a drive-through at every location. Plus, we have prescription delivery and contactless pickup at all locations. Now's the time to take care of your immunization needs. Stop by any of our convenient locations today.
Just what the doctor ordered. Payless Drugs.
Guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Adopt U.S. Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the Lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Tide gets it front court to Clowney. Looking backdoor, Bradley, the pump fake, the kick. Griffin, corner three ball.
I'll take two when you can get a three. Jake Bradley at point-blank range kicks it out to a wide-open Rowland Griffin.
Alabama getting it done on both ends of the floor tonight. That's the assist to the game presented by Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Inviting you to celebrate 40 years of Baumhauer's this season with new flavors including Alabama hot chicken, fajita wraps, and of course legendary buffalo wings. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, the official watch party location of the Crimson Tide. Bryan, Passink, where's the turning point in this one? We know Payless Drugs brings us that turning point, but what did you see as the turning point for Bama?
I thought the mindset that this team came out with in the first half, this was a game that you could have had a little bit of a letdown. You've got the Auburn Tigers, Tennessee Volunteers looming the next couple of games. This Florida team, their record doesn't jump out at you, but the way they played, it was a dangerous game. But Alabama left no doubt that they were ready to go early in this game. Brandon Miller got it started with a three. Alabama with 9 made threes in the first half, but it wasn't just hot shooting from the Crimson Tide. It was all-around play, getting stops defensively, forcing difficult shots against a Florida team that's been shooting the three really well the last couple of weeks, but they were not able to get loose from the perimeter. Colin Castleton had his way, but for the most part, everybody else was locked down. And a 29-point lead at halftime is a good place to be, even though they didn't start the way you wanted in the second half. Alabama was able to coast and cruise to an easy victory over a pretty good Florida team.
Payless Drugs, as we told you, brings you the turning point of the game. And Payless is your locally owned family pharmacy with 4 locations in the Birmingham area. Payless can handle your prescriptions, over-the-counter solutions, and home delivery. Visit mynewpharmacy.com to pay less. Back with more after Alabama's 97-69 win over Florida here in Tuscaloosa on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Ready for our little forest adventure?
Yes! So much waiting for me. Yeah, I wanna go outside. I wanna be.
We're here.
Whoa, that was fast.
There's a forest closer than you think. Find a park or forest near you and music inspired by nature. DiscoverTheForest.org. Brought to you by USDA Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're not too cool for me. And in return, I reciprocate that sentiment. I'll never be too cool for you. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. Please let it be noted that I told my job they can dock my pay.